Hello and welcome to Happy Jacks on the High Seas. You thought I was going to say nights, but I didn't, thereby circumventing your expectations, and that's comedy, baby. Hi, this is Happy Jacks. We are playing a new campaign called the Castoffs, and you will probably be able to find episodes at happyjacks.org/thecastoffs or happyjacks.org/shows, and you'll definitely find it there, and all of the million things that we've done here on the channel. So I hope you will look into our back channel. No, don't look directly into the back channel. That's ill-advised.
That's Happy Jacks After Nights.
Yes, thank you. But I am Jason. I am GMing this game about fantasy pirates, my two least favorite genres of fiction. And this is going to be awesome. I'm actually looking forward to this. I was not chained here and forced to do it. I came up with the idea, and I'm excited. So,
Jason, blink twice if you're being forced to run this game.
Or just flirt. Let's go this way. Why don't you say your name as an actual real human being?
No.
And then the name of your character and your character's favorite color.
Hi, everybody. I'm Joe, the real human being. I play Wall. He is a fighter. He's a bit of a veteran, a little bit grizzled. He's in no way similar to any character I've ever played in any other game. His favorite color is black, for reasons you will maybe discover.
Hi, I'm Courtney, and I'm playing Third of Fandris, a very dramatic bard, because who's ever heard of that being done? But I don't normally play bard, so this will be interesting for me.
Fresh take.
It is. I'm not a human. I'm actually a vampire corgi. I hope that's okay. Okay, everyone's cool.
You mean in real life?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, that's fine.
Corgis are great.
A vampire corgi character would be wild.
Oh man, I missed opportunity. You know what? Next game, next campaign. Let's see what their favorite. I think Third's favorite color would be like burgundy or something.
Oh yeah, it's like a real rich kind
Yeah,
of,
the royal plush burgundy.
Yeah. Love it. Okay.
Hi, I am Pooja, and I am playing Lucky Joshi. And she is much as I am a cat person in real life, she is a cat person in the game. And her favorite color is that kind of like rust red, because...
Of dried blood?
Yes. I mean, a lot of her clothes just end up that color anyway, so it might as well be her favorite, you know. Why fight the inevitable?
It saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lucky is a cat, like literally a cat humanoid.
Yes.
Okay.
But like not...
What are the ears and tails situations someone's going to ask?
Yeah.
The
we
ear
need some fan
situation
art.
is cat ears, but sides of face.
Okay.
Cat ears, like tufted and slightly articulate, sort
Yeah.
of semi-articulate.
Can rotate a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then, but the tail is a no-go.
Yeah, okay.
Claws, no claws?
I mean, if you are close enough to find her, if you're close enough to experience her bog knock, you are probably not surviving this encounter.
Yep. Love it.
But yes, one of her weapons is bog knock, which the other name for that weapon is tiger claws.
Yeah.
For those of you who watched the intro video, you saw a very nice example of it.
Yeah, it was a good find. So, that's everyone that we need to introduce.
There's no one else we need to talk about.
Nope.
Nope.
Please.
Just this producer guy sitting in the corner. The one who controls your mic.
Do your job.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick, and I am playing an animated figurehead from our ship. My full name is Salamander, but I often go by Sala or Sal, depending on a mood. Maybe even sometimes Mander, I don't know. We'll find out together. My Sal's favorite color is the deep blue sea.
Okay, maybe cerulean.
Ooh, yes.
All right. Fantastic. So, folks joining us, this is a session 0. We're going to be solidifying some of our character creation that we did offline, and we are going to be playing a game called Decuma, which
Well, it's Jakima. Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't help myself. It's
Yeah.
just
you can find at goldenlassogames.com, and it is a good time. It is a tarot-sized card game that has a bunch of questions and phenomenal art on it. And the questions help you define something about your game world. You can play it by itself and then be forever sad that you didn't actually play in the world that you created, or you can tack it onto the start of any campaign in any game system. It's
so good.
fucking great.
It's so much fun.
Kimmy, you can put the shotgun away. We did our contractually obligated plug.
She's still looking at me.
No, wait. No, she's gone.
I did it. I said it. I said it right. It's just okay.
It's terrifying over here, guys.
Okay. So the characters that we have, we'll learn quite a bit about them. I don't want to sit here and do like a whole backstory moment where we learn everything about your character in one go. And we're going to learn a lot as we play this game. So I think what I would love to do is the like 2-line, index card explanation of your character, their role in the group and on the ship, and the briefest moment, right? In 240 characters or less.
She's back.
That's going to sound great on the podcast.
We're just gonna be real creepy. Thanks, Mom.
She's still behind me.
She is.
So let's go in reverse order. Nick, tell us something interesting about Sal.
Sal is 8 feet tall, made of wood,
Also interesting.
and uses they, them pronouns.
All right. So is it actual like animate wooden statue, basically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
As if the figurehead of the ship had come to life and stepped off, which in fact it did.
Because the figurehead of the ship came to life and stepped off.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
Lucky has a kind of valet assistant
Mhm.
that's a ghost.
Okay. What's their name?
She just asked me to come up with a name.
Oh, I thought you had one already.
No.
Okay.
We're going to name her
TBD.
Arjun.
Do the rest of us know about the ghost? Is the ghost visible? Is Arjun visible? I suppose I should use their name.
Most of the time they're visible.
Yeah, I would say like she can be visible when she wants to be, and it is up to her when she wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm not saying she isn't a prankster.
Okay.
I'm definitely not saying she is, because the last time I did, she burned all my underwear.
Sure. Underwear's for cowards. All right. Courtney?
Let's see. Interesting fact about Third. He is the third child of a mafioso. Dangerous daddy. He is.
How did you know my screen name?
I googled you.
It's what he vlogs under.
And
Oh wait, that's you?
oh. Anyway, I'm not sure what Third's role is going to be. I think he might be kind of joining the group at the start of the story, so I guess we'll see what that is.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely figure out how you know the group. I think the group has acquired the ship, and that will sort of be filled in as we go as well.
I like to think that the ship has acquired the crew.
Yeah, sure. If anyone's curious, the ship, when we do get to it, is a 3-masted bark ship, BARQUE. Just to give you a rough idea, it's not literally that, because we're not playing in old-timey
Wow.
Earth, right? This is a fantasy world that we will come up with a name for as we go. Joe?
Wall, that's not his actual name, but that's what you're allowed to refer to him as. When you see Wall, he seems like he should be a lot taller and bigger given his reputation, but you don't want to discount that. He's very muscular. He's older, bald, graying beard, but the most eye-catching thing about him is his tattoos. They're very intricate. They're all across his arms, his chest, his back. And if you look longer than a minute, it seems like the tattoos shift and change. And he's very intimidating, but he's a comfort, and he's a big brother, and he's a father figure to everyone he meets.
Awesome. But not a daddy figure.
No.
That's different.
No. That's for the Patreon Plus.
Yeah,
Nice.
got it. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to go around and play this round of Decima. The way I've dealt it today, we have 3 relationship cards and 2 place cards, and those we can sort of establish as we go. The place cards can be referencing the town that you're starting in, by the way, which is called Creek Town, which is neither a creek,
but is a town.
Is a town. Yeah.
It's neither a creek or not a town.
Right. It's called Creek Town because it started out with people extending from the shore, and it's all like floating piers, and so it's a semi-floating town, but it's not in the middle of the ocean.
And is
right?
Mayor Dawson still in office?
He is now. You did this. You did this.
Sorry. First shot out of the cannon. It's Dawson's
Guy owes
Creek.
us all an apology.
Yep.
Welcome
Okay.
to Dawson's Creek Town.
Now, for a little bit of an example, the red card, the relationship questions, are going to ask you a question and ask you to fill in the blank with another character at the table, not a random NPC or something like that. And there are questions like, you refused to help blank when you were at your lowest. Why did you refuse? Right? Those types of things, kind of fun and interesting. Normally, the way this is played is you flip the card over. Oh, and there are 2 versions of each question, right? So I would encourage you, when you turn your card face up, let it be that way. But if you hate it, turn it over and try that version. If you still hate it, I'll deal you a new card. It's fine. We're here to have fun. But the relationship cards, normally you flip it over, read it out loud, and go, ooh, that sounds right for Nick's character, or something like that. I would like to play the high stakes version, which still isn't that high stakes because you could still just change your mind. But I would like you to say who that card is aimed at before you turn it over and read it.
So we're letting fate decide.
Yes.
I like it.
And then, if you hate it, change it to someone else. Or get a new card, or whatever, right? That's not locking you into anything. But I like the just unknown, like, this is going to be for Joe. Oh, gosh. And
Add more randomizer.
right.
Yep.
And it is also, it's important to note that both people get to approve this, right? Like, you could say, like, actually, that's not really, I don't get that vibe from my character. It is okay to no but. Okay? You don't have to yes and everything, especially if it changes the concept you have for your character, right? We can work together, collaborate, get a new card, whatever we need to do.
We can stop, collaborate, and listen.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, ice is back.
I wish. I fucking
That
wish
would
there
be
was ice
nice.
in here.
Me too.
Just gonna bring a bag of ice next time and hold it on my shoulders while we play. It's actually not that hot in here, audience, but I am gonna complain about it because I'm a whiny baby man.
I think you're not the only one. Like, the difference between me, like, sitting perfectly still on my couch with a fan pointed directly at my face,
Yeah.
and being here with makeup on for all of you, is very, very big.
Yeah. Understandable. Okay, so is everyone okay with trying the unknown target of relationship cards?
Sure.
Let's try it.
Okay, we always have the eject if we need to, but Pooja, you talked last, so
Rude.
why don't you pick a red card and flip it in one direction or the other?
Okay, let's
Sometimes
go
I
for...
spin them on the table.
Ooh,
Let's
that's
go
fun.
for third. And Blake's connections helped you get something important. Who got it and what was it?
Perfect.
Look at that. Fate just coming in clutch.
It's also Kimmy's fucking perfect game.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Decima so good
She's not even standing behind me right now, I think.
that we know of.
Yeah.
We all
Decima is
looked
just
up to see who
amazing.
she was.
She's in the crawl space.
She's everywhere.
Literally
They're all
watching
around us,
right
man. Game over.
Game over.
now. Okay, so,
Should we negotiate? Should we talk about this?
Yeah.
yeah, let's
Okay,
talk
so
about
read the
it.
question for me one more time.
Okay, so Third's Connections helped me get something important.
Okay.
Who got it and what was it?
Mm.
So I think this might be a good one to use like your familial connections for.
Yeah, I feel like Third is the kind of guy who knows a guy everywhere, and if
Sure.
not, he becomes
Yeah.
friends with him
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know how to know a guy.
Yes,
Right.
I know how to know
Yeah.
a guy.
So it was like one of your guys that got it for you,
Mm-hmm.
or gals, or people in general. I don't want to say that the people who can get things are only guys.
Yes. No, it's just a phrase. No guy.
And then it was a specific. Oh. Somebody stole the last will and testament of a person in the town that we were in at the time. And their ghost needed me to find it for them.
Awesome. Like, they weren't that worried about their kill, or maybe they weren't killed. Were they murdered?
I mean, if they were, they didn't know about it.
Okay.
So what they cared about
Mm.
was that their last will and testament got stolen, and therefore their estate was not going to
Mm. The right people.
Be settled.
right people.
Okay.
Because we all know that they wanted the house to go to their grandchild and not to that conniving little nephew
Mm,
Mm.
seriously.
who never even called. Never came down the street, knocked on the door, nothing.
Okay. I like the idea of Third, possibly where now you have left home to sort of spread your wings a little bit, right, and do
Yes.
your own thing, with or without the potential knowledge of your family. Unimportant detail. But
Mob
what
Springer.
I like the idea of a Mob Springer. Thank you. Crime Springer,
Crime Springer.
also not bad.
Not bad.
So I think Creektown is an extension of maybe a bigger city that's on the land here. And it started out as like the docks of that town. Should we say that the actual city here is kind of where your family is based, and Creektown was your first step, or are you further away from home already?
If I'm just meeting these people in this evening of whatever's happening, then yes, I should be from here. But if I've been traveling with them already, I think this would be a stop somewhere else. Like maybe I'm one step away.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say whatever Creektown is attached to is not your home city.
No, but I'm probably not far from my home city.
Okay. We're one voyage away.
Yes.
Creektown's a hub city,
Yeah.
Yes.
like
Yeah.
O'Hare.
Yeah. Like nobody wants to go there for itself, but it's good for getting everywhere else. I don't know. I hear people like Chicago.
Chicago is great. O'Hare is terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Like
think I
most
have.
airports.
I think I have
Yeah.
been
like
through
the
O'Hare.
Philadelphia airport, which is like, I think that's it's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh airport, which is the hub for United. So like everything goes through Pittsburgh, whether
Oh,
you
boy.
want it or not.
Okay.
Anyway,
Good to know. Okay, so Creektown is not, like, you do not have your family looming over you immediately, but you were able to get a hold of this will because you knew somebody who knew somebody and helped out. Okay, cool. One card down. We did it.
And another one bites the dust.
All right. Courtney,
yes.
flip a red card for, well, first pick who you want to aim it at.
I'm gonna do it for Salamander.
Okay.
Okay, here we
Oh, yeah, it's gotta go. Yep.
Okay, let's see. You used blank to get ahead. What did you do? How do they know?
How could it be?
How dare.
Blank to get ahead. What did you do? How do they know? I was saying, I use something?
You used Sal.
Oh, I used Sal to get ahead.
Yeah, to
What
get an
did you do?
advantage.
I think is Sal the type who? I mean, you're a big person, so I think it would be the look at my big friend. But I am not much of a fighty type.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with this one. They are the worst. Let me tell you these stories about.
Was it the sort of thing where like you were dealing with somebody at a table and Sal had gone over to the bar and you were like, look at my friend, he will F you up.
They.
Thank you. And Sal didn't even know that you were,
You have no idea.
I think that's perfect.
and now you have a reputation at this place. That's got to be in
I
Creektown.
feel like the nicest person.
No,
I bet.
that's got to be a saloon or something in Creektown. Maybe even where we are tonight.
Okay.
I'm picturing this opening on a, there's like a
In a tavern?
yeah,
A fantasy game?
way.
yeah, it's gotta be. There's
No one will ever buy this.
there's a fantasy tavern with a fantasy fireplace.
Yeah.
And there's a fantasy fire inside it, and
And
We've
they're
got-
serving a stew that they only started an hour ago.
yes,
and all drinking from only a dirty fantasy tavern.
With a
Yeah.
fantasy
Claire.
bard performing a fantasy.
love it.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone have a good name for this tavern on this creaky floating town?
The anchor,
Okay.
The sinking anchor.
Sunken anchor?
the sunken
Somebody-
anchor. Yeah.
The unmoored.
The drunken
Anchor?
anchor.
No, the
The
drunken.
Drunken anchor.
There we go.
To get into that a little bit more, Sal is slow talking, slow to anger, explosive when they finally get there, but for the most part doesn't let anything worry them until it like hits that critical level. So I think that the behind their back, look at my friend is perfect.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's just keep going around. Joe,
Okay.
who would you like to aim a card at?
This one's coming right for third.
Ooh.
Okay.
Bam! You told third something about something you left behind. What was it, and why did you leave it? My real name.
Oh,
So you told me you didn't tell me your real name. You told me about your real name.
well, that could be. You could do that either
Yeah.
way, however you want.
I think I told third that I used to have a name, used to belong to a family, but decided I was better off being my own person, being my own man. And it's a hard life, but it was one that I was able to choose. And I keep choosing it.
Okay.
And why did I leave it? I don't know. I think that's something for backstory to be revealed later,
Yeah.
but I think you'll know more than the
I
rest.
probably asked you, and then you did that in serious.
I think
There was a cutaway.
yeah, I lean against the ship bow when I look into the middle distance for a
a
while.
seagull cries in
Yeah.
the distance.
Yeah,
And there's like. hey,
but you notice my
take it.
tattoos shift a lot as I share that story. It's something personal.
Cool.
Sorry, the whole I lean against, with my arm up, I lean it and I'm like, I read so many romance novels.
Here. All right, Nick. What's your who is Sal's first card aimed at?
Let me unmute myself. My first came wall.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spin, spin, spin. When you need advice, you always go to wall.
Interesting.
Is
the other side when you never need advice?
Yeah.
No,
never,
it's
ever
it's
take
when
advice.
they need advice, they come to you.
Oh yeah.
But I like the first one better. And I think that's because Wall was probably one of the first people that Sal interacted with
Yeah.
after Sal became alive.
Yeah.
And because I know that you're older and have a lot of experience, that you would be the person that I would naturally gravitate
Yeah.
to. Even though I think Sal might be Salamander the ship
Yeah.
might be older than you.
Right.
But as a
Sal
person,
as the person, yeah.
right. So I've got a lot of weird knowledge about ports and you don't want
Yeah.
to go here. but not a lot
Yeah.
interacting with people.
I like the idea that you and Wall trade old stories, because I think Wall is like he looks like he's mid-40s, graying, but his actual age is probably a lot more than it should be. So I think there's like moments where, wait a minute, you were there?
Oh yeah, like a
Yeah.
little bit of reminiscent about
Yeah.
Westport. Remember
Right.
Westport?
Ah, Westport. It was just port back then.
It was Istanport.
And then the Fire Nation attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it was Westport by Pepsi Cola.
Oh, that's. I prefer Westport Classic personally.
I'm just saying the Newport Zero.
Okay.
Everything's better than Old Port Clear.
Well, obviously.
No, I liked Crystal Port.
All right. So everyone's had a red card. I did this a little out of order. I was supposed to present our purple card, our Major Arcana card, before and then answer it after all of your relationship questions. So I'm gonna read one. We're gonna answer it right away. Then I'm gonna present a second one that we're gonna just think about
Okay.
while we talk about our feelings.
Nice.
Okay. So our first Major Arcana card.
Talk about our feelings. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that is not what I signed up for.
You're trapped. You're in here.
This is an intervention now.
They've locked the doors.
I was watching.
There are no windows
And no doors.
What do we do as a group to celebrate? As a group, we have a big win. What is our number one thing to go and do?
Well, are we here at the Drunken Acre?
Yes?
But what do we do like normally? Like, what is our tradition?
Yeah, like if you finish a big job and we're like, yeah, we did it. Is it to go drinking? That's an easy answer.
I feel like it's almost too easy.
Yeah.
Like that's the standard. The crew comes in and they go drink.
Uh-huh. I'm open to alternatives.
Twister.
Oh, what
Nope.
if we do that thing? Like, we get a big job and like, so we have a windfall. We do that thing where you like spin the globe
Oh,
and pick a port.
to where to go next on your
yeah.
resupply?
We let fate carry us.
Yeah, that way you won't get caught in patterns
Yeah,
and
I like that.
no one will be able to predict. Right? Not that anyone's chasing after you.
Of course not. But yeah, like we get a windfall and we have.
We play spin the globe.
That sounds like 7 Minutes in Heaven somehow.
Yeah.
Or what if it's a
play
map
some-
and we throw darts?
Yes.
Okay.
I
So
like that.
Well, we each have to be
But we're
inebriated
blindfolded.
Yeah.
and blindfolded.
All right.
And we don't have to be drunk, but like those of us who drink choose to be drunk because
Yeah.
that's how we roll.
Can
Yeah.
the first time it happened, I just want to have a quick flashback scene where you're like, okay, everybody, we've got the map, we've got the darts, everyone, let's do this. Somebody throws it and it thunks into the wall of the ship and Sal screams
Yeah. Yeah.
to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like you guys would make me do that because it would have been my first time.
Yeah. Initiation.
Here you go. You throw the first one.
Yeah.
Want to be?
Abandon ship!
I did.
Would you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love
Oh,
it.
no, Sal.
I love it. Okay. I have play spin the globe with darts because I didn't want to go back and erase what I wrote. Okay. And then the question that I'm going to present now is just to be thought on. All right. And then we'll answer it when we finish our next round of questions.
Just let it marinate.
Yes. Something important happened that gave our group shared purpose. Oh, purpose. Everybody has their own purpose. That's fine. Something happened. Something important happened that gave our group shared purpose. What was it? So we just let that one simmer.
That kind
Yeah.
of feels like it would be the plot of the.
Well, it's what got us here. It's
Keeps us here. Keeps
Yeah.
us going.
The red line?
Yeah. That's what got me here today.
okay. All right, so the next round I would like to have us flip over blue cards. Blue cards are meant to describe a place. We don't have to do anything particularly special with them. I like aiming them at anyone. I would like to try to have a consensus, but the person who flips the card ultimately is the one who gets to decide a thing about the world. It could be something about Creektown. It could be something about your ship. It could be something about the world at large, right? Or something in it. So it could be, whatever scale we want.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it and we'll land on an answer. Okay. Who went last time? Was it you?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna go last again.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Nick, start us off. What's your blue cards?
Our location has a respected leader whom we trust. Who is it and what makes them trustworthy?
Interesting that this group has someone they trust.
Who is a leader figure.
Yeah.
I don't know that we trust Mayor Dawson.
That guy.
Mm.
Might be the assistant mayor.
Yeah, probably someone under the mayor.
Did our ship prior have a captain that's retiring tonight to the town, or?
I like that.
We're
I
doing a
like that.
handover?
Like there was a previous, Dread Pirate Salamander.
Yeah. Right.
I don't like that only because I feel that I established that Wall was one of the first people
Right.
that
That's true.
Salamander knew.
Yeah.
What
Or
if-
a fellow,
What?
like a fellow runner, or like.
Or I was going to say maybe the owner of the Drunken Anchor,
Oh, nice.
who also does like a bunch of
Is it community leader.
yeah, exactly.
like a fixer.
fence fixer,
Yeah.
community leader.
Everyone likes more than the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they actually get shit done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this person
like
has
that.
stood up for us somehow. Like
Mm.
maybe we got in trouble and they're like, no, they didn't do that thing, obviously.
We always
Someone who's had our back.
we have an open berth at this port because of them.
So the owner of the Drunken Anchor covered for us when the authorities from another town came looking.
Okay.
Mm,
For us specifically.
mm.
Yeah. All right. I like that. Cool. All right. So they covered. Let's name this person. Who do we like? Or we could pick an actor and then just cast them in the spot. That's easy too.
Hmm.
Friend of the show, Helen Mirren, has been in a lot of our
Mm.
shows.
Mhm. Famously, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like friend of the show, Helen Mirren, or maybe, the problem is you're asking me to come up with names of actors now, like,
Yeah.
what I'm
notoriously
doing.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, there was that person who got put in the most recent zombie movie. Mechanic type. Amazing.
Oh, was added in after the fact.
Tignataro.
Tignataro.
Tignataro. Yes.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That's
yeah.
cool.
Can I pull up 17 different facts about their life? Yes. Can I remember anything but the first letter of their first name? No.
Got it.
Yeah, I love Tig. Tig's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good name for a character, too.
I mean, it could just be Tignataro appearing as Tignataro, owner
Friend of the show.
Yeah. They'll be thrilled to hear that, I think.
We're going to get a new friend of the show out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember. Does Tignataro use they them pronouns?
We
I
can
don't
Google it.
know.
That we can
Yeah, we should
certainly
look
do.
that up.
I want to make sure we get that right. Just because being a friend of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be respectful of everyone's pronouns, but certainly
Yeah.
because we're so close personally, it would feel extra bad
Yeah.
to get it wrong.
Right. Friend of the show, Tignataro, owner of the Drunken Anchor.
Yep.
Good person.
The official website uses she, her, the biography.
Well, you can't say it in a biography if it's not true.
Is that a remarkable tablet?
It is the it's not remarkable, it's Supernote.
Okay. I've been
Yeah.
wanting to get one of those. Those are so cool.
It was a ridiculous expenditure, and
Yeah.
I love everything
Yeah.
about it.
that's what
Yeah.
that's what it feels like.
Okay, so Also, we could come up with a name too. If
Yeah.
we don't. What?
Okay, so
Call them now.
Tig's website and her Twitter.
I'm gonna
Refer to
go.
her as her.
That feels like a high priority expert. So, okay, we'll actually come up with a name for her.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like that being the image. The feel of that character.
Yeah. They're perfect for the role.
Yeah.
She is
Yeah.
perfect for the role. Let's go with Wait a minute, that sounded great in the microphone. Sorry, everybody.
Mouth noises.
Yeah.
We can fix it.
My personal least favorite thing to hear on a show. Mouth noises.
Become that which you
Yeah.
fought against.
Hold on. Where's my name generator?
I will say that the thing that, like, so I am GMing my second ever campaign,
Uh-huh.
and
And where is that?
the podcast 12-Sided Stories.
Mhm.
And by GMing, you mean?
Also friend of the show.
I mean, MCing. Because City of Mist calls it Master of Ceremonies.
Ew. Yucky.
But the thing that I learned, like, really early on in the XCOM campaign and now in this has stood me very well is just to, like, random name generate a whole host
Yeah.
of
Have a
names.
city worth of.
Yep.
Like, I have so
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
names because it's awesome and you're like, oh, I'll have this random name generator up. So when I need it, I could figure out, like, ethnicity and background and whether they're, like, do they need a mask name or a femme name or an ambiguous name or whatever. And then you realize, like, you have to go through 15 names before you find one that you actually, like.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the names that came up in the generator is Remy Quince.
Remy.
So
That's a good
I like
name.
it.
Very
All right.
Remy is our owner-operator of the Drunken Anchor Tavern. And
I like it.
that feels like a good fit. Okay. Let's just go around this way. Pooja, what's your blue card? That's fine. We're looking at the other option. That's-
What is a negative turn of phrase that is used in our location?
Oh, okay. Now, do you want that to be Creektown? Do you want it to be ship vernacular?
I want it to be ship vernacular.
Okay, a thing that you all say to each other. Okay.
I want to, like, I want a phrase that is like the
I want a phrase
the-
where the people. Sorry.
the equivalent of, like, when you have to signal to your friend at the bar that this date is going super bad
We're done here. Yeah.
and, like, simulate some kind of emergency / projectile vomiting.
Oh, God. Okay. No vomit, please. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. Simulate some kind of emergency to get you the hell out of there.
Awesome.
So not like a pejorative term, but more of like a pull the ripcord term.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got
I
it.
like those.
I like that.
I like those more than pejorative
get
terms,
the
to be
heck outta
honest.
here.
I find pejorative terms, like, mean.
Sure. Yeah. No, we need an exit. Kind of. I have a bad feeling about this. Something like.
Abort!
Yeah. Could be.
Tide swells today.
Sure.
Exit
Tides well.
pursued by bear.
Exit stage left. Ooh. What if we do like a I like something that has to do with, like, sailor like omens, you know what I mean? Like,
Maybe like red
I was
sky.
just thinking that.
heard
Something.
there was
in
a
the
purple
morning.
dawn this morning.
Sure.
Like something like that. Like something where it's
Storms are coming.
Yeah.
Seas are looking mighty rough.
I like all that, but I don't want it to be something that might be overheard or that we might need to actually say.
Right. Yeah. It just would come up in regular seafaring conversation.
Right. And the rest of the crew goes, oh shit. No. I actually
Yeah.
meant.
That could be funny though.
Yes,
The safe word.
we do need
That's
a
what
yes.
we're coming up with, isn't it?
I think what we need is a danger word,
Yeah.
but yes,
Yeah.
we are not
Get
safe.
yourself to safety word.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, something more like
Cucumber sandwiches all around.
Swans
I know.
fly north in the winter or something.
The mizzen needs fixing.
Could be.
That.
This is a weird pull, but store high comes to mind, and it's about you want to store your gunpowder high so it doesn't get wet
Oh,
if you're having to sail fast and hard.
sure.
I like that.
Store
I like
high?
store high.
Yeah.
Or like a
Or it's time to put it up high, or whatever.
Mm. Stack high.
Yeah.
or like a like store high, but also it could we also use it like
Mm.
make sure to store your goods high.
Mm.
Like, it's that combination of words, but in that
Store
we
high is
can-
also the apothecary shop in Creektown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But I like it
that's
because
soar high.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Store high express.
But that phrase store high, like that combination of words put into any phrase, you can make
Yeah.
it sound natural.
Yeah.
But we know.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's good.
I like
Love
that.
it. Thank you.
Now, before we go to the next two blue cards, I wanted to establish, I think we had said this offline in our sort of pre-meeting, the ship that Salamander used to be, but is now the ship that you're all taking around, did that actually used to belong to the Royal Intrepid Shipping and Exploration Company?
I think we brought that up as an idea, but didn't come to that like as a full conclusion.
Okay.
But I know at one point we were talking about that's one of the reasons why they're chasing us down is because this was a prototype or belonged to them or something like that.
Now, for
What
the audience, the Royal Intrepid Shipping and Exploration Company is one of the biggest shipping companies in our fantasy world, and they have been buying up sole owner-operator ships and freighters and all the kinds of things they can get their hands on. There are a few big companies like them, but they're the biggest. So if this was a ship that was acquired, they would be a little incensed about it, especially because there's a very high-end masthead installed on it.
What if it's not that we took it from them, but we snatched it away as they were coming in to take it themselves?
Oh, okay.
Like hostile takeover of the shipbuilder.
This is legitimate salvage.
Like, so this contract states very clearly,
Yeah.
but we already have the ship.
Yeah.
What if the blood of the murdered crew was one of the things that brought Sal to life?
Mm.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
That's some dark magic.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like it.
Or maybe their
Essence.
their sorrow,
There we go.
something.
Different kind of essence.
Yeah. That's I think that's some good background there.
We
Okay.
have the ghost of the shipwright, like, haunting.
Well, it's sort of Sal. So I think one of the things that I want to establish, my version of a blue card is, now that I know for sure that the ship came from the Royal Intrepid Shipping and Exploration Company.
I like that they spell risk
No.
if you replace the K.
That's true. If you put a K in the middle of that, it
Yeah.
does spell risk.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if you just, pronounce it with a hard C.
Yeah.
It's a valid pronunciation.
It's a lowercase company. It's, anyway, the company has recently started putting in, there's like maybe a dozen vessels with this special masthead on it that is the equivalent of having like AI,
A ship heart.
it's having some automation and control on the ship. It's why the four of you can manage a three-masted bark, which would
Yeah.
normally need at least 10 or 12 sailors.
This is their drone pilot program.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, okay, most of this is automated. It needs some, awake minds. And most of the mastheads they're installing are not people, right? They're very sophisticated magical collections. Nobody saw you spill that. So no one will ever know because I'm not going to mention it.
Food.
And timestamp.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm like this.
Why do we love it so much?
That's on you.
Totally is.
So, I'm just going to throw that out there as a world fact. You know of 10 or 12 of these ships, maybe. And maybe there are more now, but at the time that you all met Sal, it was in this, like, this is legitimate salvage moment that you mentioned. And we know that there are only a few ships like this, which is, of course, incentivizing the Royal Intrepid Shipping and Exploration Company to pursue further. Whereas normally they would just write off a three-mast ship. Like, that's not even their biggest freight, right? Whatever. But
Did I limp in somewhere piloting it myself?
probably, yeah.
And then, was calling for help?
Yeah, or you got close enough to a shore and one of these weirdos was like, that ship looks unmanned. Yes?
Just picturing Arjun on my
Oh.
side being like, no, really, the ship.
It's an unghost ship. It needs ghosts.
Yeah.
It is obviously devoid of ghosts.
Yeah.
This is an urgent need I need to fulfill.
Yes.
Get on there.
All right. I like that. Courtney, did we do your first blue card?
No, we did
Let's
not.
do
All right.
that. Is my plumage in order? It feels
Yeah.
like it's.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
Oh, this is much better. Something is censored in our location. What is censored and why?
Oh, interesting. And now I would be open to this being a type of entertainment. It could be a consumable of some kind. It could be a behavior. Now, I should say for folks listening, our lines of veils including, we are not going to have stuff in the show that is like rooted in racism and homophobia and misogyny. That is not our thing. But there are things that are still available to us. Maybe it's a good thing that's censored as well. Like, it's good that it's censored, perhaps, limited in some way.
Prohibited.
Yeah.
It could be speech against a certain authority, speech against
Sedition.
risk.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be that specifically in Creektown, it is censored. You are censored if you speak against Mayor Dawson,
Yeah.
Mm.
which is how Mayor Dawson has remained mayor so long, despite being so universally
And Mayor
reviled.
Dawson's just a title. There
Yeah.
have been many Mayor Dawsons.
The original Mayor Dawson has been retired for 50 years.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah. That's probably why it's part censored.
So, how does Mayor Dawson know? Are there like arcane sensors around Creektown that
Dawson's
report
ears
back?
are everywhere. Except
Maybe
for
we
at the
don't
anchor.
know because we haven't
Oh,
been
which
there that long.
might be why it's so trusted in a cultural hub.
Yeah. Maybe now Third's performing at the sunken anchor, right?
I guess so.
The drunken
The
anchor.
drunken anchor.
Uh,
Remy's drunken
I
anchor.
wonder if Third maybe didn't know about this prohibition and is doing a tight five.
I do have
What
something that
else?
could
What else?
accidentally make him say something disparaging.
Okay. Well, let's just put that on the back burner and think about how that makes us feel.
They're doing crowd work.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. That's good. So, censored in this space specifically, we can't bash on Mayor Dawson.
Sorry. In my mind, for some reason, I just thought of like Third being like a stand-up comedian, and they're like in Creektown. You're in Creektown the first time, and it's like, well, how about them Creektown oars, huh?
Yeah.
Love it.
Turn out.
Love it. Okay. Well, Joe, let's get your blue card.
All right. Some people in our location are superstitious. What do they believe brings misfortune? Just want to check the other one, see if it's more interesting. I like the other one. Some people in our location are superstitious. What do they believe brings good luck?
Okay. Now, you don't have to, but could I put in a request to saying our location is the seas?
Yeah, I like that. I like
this
it
is a
more global.
sailor superstition?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I want to somehow work in Wall's tattoos, because his tattoos move and they seem alive. So maybe there's something to do with the ink that's used, or what those tattoos mean, or is there some way to make that fun for everyone?
Are tattoos like Wall's common, or are his is kind of unique?
I imagine they're not common, and they're specific to a lineage. But if you know about, I think the idea is, if you know what they're about, you know not to mess with Wall. But like, I haven't filled out the details.
I
of
think we
what
might
that
have to
is.
go, we might have to expand beyond the
Yeah.
tattoo a little bit. It's not a
Yeah.
bad idea, but
But something about the ink, I think. I like the idea
Yeah.
that maybe it's Kraken ink. Well,
yeah,
Krakens
maybe
are,
it's a type of
Some
ink
kind of-
that
yeah.
most sailors
Right.
know, like this is what your tattoo should
like
have.
this tattoo
be.
doesn't fade,
Yeah.
and there's something about it, and it seems to move.
Like if you get tattooed with the ink of a kraken on the night of the third full moon of the year,
Yeah.
Then you've got like a
then
year
you'll
of good
have
luck.
yes.
And then you have to get a new one next year. Ooh.
Or like maybe you're marked by a kraken, like you're returned from the sea by a kraken, and you
Could be.
have one of these marks.
What jumped into my head was, if you have to get marked every year for the good luck, then you can look at someone and see how many tattoos they are and immediately know how long they've been sailing.
Yeah, yeah. How
Yeah,
many
like
times
if
they've
they're
been
like
marked.
rings on your arm, or like
Yeah.
or tattoo.
and none of them have faded, then that's how you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. That it shows how long you've been a sailor.
And someone who's brand new is called a spotless.
Spotless.
Oh.
Yeah. Or a stripe if it's your first one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, spotless. Stripe is a newbie.
Yeah.
For Kraken tats.
Wall is just a mosaic at this point.
I can't wait for you guys to get his first tattoo. It's gonna be
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is
Terrible.
very exciting. Like, I think we're gonna have to go somewhere to get it.
Yeah.
Like you can't just get it anywhere. And now, what did you say the timing was again?
It's the
Third moon?
the night of the third full moon of the year.
Yeah.
Night of
And the ink
third
must be fresh.
full
You can't store by the ink.
moon of the.
Well, I mean,
Probably
kraken
really
ink
must-
doesn't keep.
Yeah.
so,
you must
yeah.
you must face a kraken.
Yeah, it doesn't fade if
God, it
it's
stinks so fast.
made into a tattoo, but otherwise you can't store a lot of it.
Right.
Like it does go bad relatively
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, I think
so,
it bonds to you as a person. Like,
yeah.
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 It
I
marks
feel
you as
like-
part of the sea.
Yeah.
Like rather than every sailor having to go out and defeat a kraken, because that feels like
No, I think
like,
you have to go to somebody
just
with the
store.
right
Yeah.
stuff. There's someone with the right stuff.
Yeah.
Probably expensive to get too.
yeah.
And tattooists hate that night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
busy.
man.
And the people
like
they
a
have to tattoo that night.
It's
are
kraken
like-
season again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what if it's like, so for our part of the world, our section of the world, it's the third full moon of the year, but like if you go to a different
Yeah.
region, it's a different time
Right.
of year.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, on the other side of the world, the moon probably looks
Yeah.
different. Well, actually, I was going to ask, is it okay if we have like a few moons?
Yeah.
Because it's not
That sounds
Earth,
cool.
and I think having lots of moons is cool. But I'll stop at 3. I'm reasonable,
No, I like
Not
three.
Jupiter.
right? Calm down, buddy.
Overcompensating
That
much.
guy's a lot. So we'll say like 3 for now, unless we get excited later. Yeah,
There's a hidden moon.
yeah.
That's no moon. That's a base.
It's the dark side of the moon.
Can't be a
Which
base
one?
that large. Okay,
There's a
so
fourth hidden moon called the Kraken Moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, I think maybe that's what that's called. Is the Kraken Moon.
Oh, yeah.
The-
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say tonight in this tavern in question here is the night of the second full moon, and is the last day that most ships will bring on new crew. Because in the next 4 weeks, we've got to get them tattooed.
Yeah.
And we're just not going to bring on new crew for most of the next.
It's considered really bad luck to cast off without your ink.
Yeah. Or, like you can go to the place, right? Like there might not, but within yeah.
You get that one person who's been like chasing the timing
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
group to
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nobody had any openings.
They ran out. I was at the end of the line. What do I do?
Near the end of the night, they're just
Yeah.
Little dust.
Do we have an idea of what happens if you don't have it? Is it just disaster at sea and there isn't a specific thing?
I feel like it's a
What-
status. If
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe the higher echelons, like the captain, the first mate, the bosun, people who are in charge, but like maybe some of the rest don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
You definitely don't get promoted if you're not inked.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And I imagine people blame like, oh, yeah, that guy, he got inked at the very end of the moon. That's why we're having so much trouble here.
He's an Inkbatros.
Do you think because there'll be so many people getting tattooed, does the full moon last for more than one night?
Yeah, I think it's probably
Yeah.
3 nights. Like
Yeah.
our full
Yeah,
moon
yeah.
is
Full cycle.
basically 3 nights.
And also because we have multiple moons, if what it is that there's a cycle of like say a week where each of the moons becomes full like in succession.
Oh, yeah, because we know that's what's going to
It's a
happen
pattern.
now. Yeah, okay. I think a week
I like
is
the
great.
idea
Yeah.
of maybe sometimes the ink doesn't take because the sea doesn't deem you worthy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was also going to say maybe Rise doesn't believe. I'm sorry, the
What's
Royal, the Royal Intrepid and
Shipping and Exploration Company?
Yes, doesn't believe in this.
Okay.
Like they
Yeah.
think it's a superstition, so
Yeah,
none of their
that's a
sailors are
savage
inked.
practice.
Or they do get inked and don't, and they
Oh, it's secret.
they
Right.
get in trouble if the company finds out.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
Okay.
the most seasoned sailors all have ink.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Is
Well,
that fun
good.
for everybody? I don't want to make it too wall specific.
It's
Oh,
not.
that means
No,
that
that's
you've been
great.
at sea for a long, long,
Yes.
long, long time.
Yeah.
There's no more space on me, basically.
I love it. Okay, so the that's everyone's first blue card,
First
right?
blue card, yeah.
All right, let's just reverse. Joe, let's do your next red card.
My next red
Oh,
card.
wait, hold on. Before we go, we have to answer this
Ooh,
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the big one.
Something important happened that gave our group shared purpose. What is it? And it could be happening tonight at the tavern. But
We
shared
were discovering it at the tavern. So I feel like it would be a little more organic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's also like maybe for us, the way our game is set up, maybe I draw a different card.
I think
That's-
maybe draw a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's compare something.
That happens. What does the other side say? Oh, something happened that broke the trust. No, that's fine. Let's
We'll break our own
That's for
trust.
the
Yeah.
end too.
Let us handle that.
okay. The lovers. There is another group who are our rivals. Who are they? If you're just listening, I
Look.
turned the card over very intentionally because I wanted this side.
Look, just because some of us grew up with the crossover event of Hercules and Xena, and that is how we realized that Hercules and Xena should never be together, and it was Xena and Gabrielle the whole time.
Yes. Yep.
I feel like whoever this rival group is, third should not know who they are yet, so I can make that horrible mistake.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Finding these rivals.
fantastic.
You three, I think, should decide who these
A
people are.
rival group. Yeah, it could be an established Royal Intrepid Shipping and Exploration Company crew. It could be some other independent crew because that's who's all getting bought up, and maybe there's some pride among the independent ships, like we're not going to sell out, and then somebody sells out, and for a lot of money. It's very tempting, you know.
I like it being another independent crew.
Okay.
But I'm not, I'm not going to the mat for it.
Well, I kind of wanted to advocate for that, but I'm open to other ideas. So let's see what else we've got.
I like either that or that it's the crew of another three-mast mast with a, special masthead.
But an actual like in company.
They're sanctioned for it, or they're flying the flag of the royal.
Mm-hmm. That could be.
Can the rival crew, like, can someone in their cabin, like their upper echelon, know Wall's real name from his past?
Oh, yeah.
And there's some.
Now that's a familial tradition or like a village tradition that you don't tell your name?
I was an Imperial.
Oh, okay. And so that's not widely known.
Yeah, that's not widely known.
But if somebody else was an Imperial,
Yeah,
then they would know.
they might have some words.
Okay. And but for the audience, we don't all know what it means to be an Imperial either,
Yeah.
right? We're figuring it out. I mean, I think Joe knows, but he hasn't told me, so it's okay.
I'm figuring this out too, so.
I kind of like the idea. I've always just been a fan of the trope that like the rival crew is all the same people, but like
mirrored.
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the goatees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
I knew I'd love to.
What's the opposite of wood?
Stone,
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
marble.
Yeah, they have a statue person. All right, we'll figure it out as we go. But so we're going an independent ship or we can say a Rise ship, Rise company.
What's that?
Well, that's if you put the letters Royal Intrepid Shipping and Exploration, it's both Rise.
No, it says Risk.
In our world, we pronounce it this way.
It's the Rise company.
The Riesc.
So
You take out the Riesc when it came
is it
along.
a
Risk
is it a
management.
company ship? Oh God, I'm taking control of this.
I'm just so glad that y'all are here with me.
Is this a company ship or an independent ship?
I like it being an independent.
I like that they are an independent, but they will contract to.
Oh, okay.
like,
They're chummy.
Yeah.
With the company.
they're willing to fly that flag.
Okay. Are we all good with that? Okay. Rivals. Chummy with Rise.
Yeah, and
The Mako?
the Mako.
Could be.
Yeah,
But it's steering.
and maybe the captain or one of the first mates on that ship knows something about
Potential
Wall
Imperial.
being a former officer or something.
There's something about one of us.
But like the time doesn't add up. Like that would make him 100 years old.
Oh, sure.
Like-
Okay. All right. I can live with that. Now, the next question that we will...
I'm sorry, I'm just subject to, is it your great-grandson or great-granddaughter?
It could very well
That'd be
be.
awesome.
All right.
We'll find out.
All right. So the next question that we will just let marinate. Each person in the group should decide what tempts them to leave the group. And I would like everyone to just share that out loud. I don't want like a table
Yeah,
secret.
yeah.
But we can just sit on that for a moment and see how we feel about it in a little bit. Let's have Courtney start the next red card.
Okay.
Who
I
would you
love
like
Let's
to...
do
Decima.
this for Wall.
Okay. And I do want to try to make sure we aim a red card at each other player, since we have 3, and there are 3 people who aren't you and me. So,
Sounds better. No, definitely this first one. You go to Wall when something has to be done right the first time.
oh, yeah. I mean, that just sounds right. Is there any further discussion? No further questions, Your Honor.
I think the tone is like Wall doesn't like he doesn't talk down to you, but he tries to show you why it's done this way as best he
Dad
can.
energy is so
Yeah.
strong.
Very
I'm into it. Does he have jean shorts?
He can
Cargo jean shorts.
Cargo jean shorts, yes.
for Castoff night.
And
No. No, that would be the opposite of Castoff.
For cast-off barbecues.
Yeah,
Castoff tailgate.
yeah. He wears a Tommy Bahama shirt and
All right. Let's go this way for the next red card.
Okay, so I did third, so I'll do Sal.
I just realized a fun thing about doing this all in person, which is just fun anyway. But like, I can just point or look at someone, and they're like, "Oh, you're looking. You indicate me. I shall talk now." Versus on my screen.
We're sharing a physical space.
It's actually really
nice.
fucking nice.
It's so good.
You want blank to try something new. What is it, and why haven't they done it yet? This is actually very perfect.
Yep.
So Sal, I would like you to try something new.
Get drunk.
We're
Can
trying
you?
to figure out how.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Wood
what most of what I
alcohol?
was thinking.
Oh, maybe not.
I don't think alcohol.
I just
No.
yeah, wood alcohol would be.
Seems cannibalistic.
Yeah.
It's a little grim.
But I do have a question. It's like, do you eat food?
No. I don't think so.
And I think that might be it.
Mm.
Because something we haven't discussed yet is that Lucky has very strong anti-energy.
Mm-hmm. I like
Or
that.
maybe
Not
it's
for
just
most people, but like for her people.
just like be at the table with us even if you don't eat kind of thing.
Mm,
And maybe you can eat. You just like, this doesn't
Yeah.
taste like anything, and you're trying to find something that
exactly.
They can
I
taste.
am trying to find the thing
like that. That's
works
cool.
for you to eat that you enjoy.
Okay.
That is, so you can participate in the communal bonding exercise that is mealtime.
yeah.
I think that currently what Sal does during mealtime is polish.
Mm.
Has, beeswax and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
That's
cool.
the nightly time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're
When
all
they
sharing
do
a
their-
social moment of like,
Right.
we're gonna sit here like a family.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like the image of like Sal has like, here, try clams. It's like crunch, crunch,
Yeah.
crunch. Like,
Like the shell. No, not like.
well,
Well,
that's not exactly what I meant. But did you
Said
like
to
any of
try
that?
them.
Okay, cool. And Nick?
All right. This will be towards third. Nope. Nope.
You need a new one?
I need a new card.
Okay.
What were they though?
They were romantic cards,
Oh.
and I don't generally like to
No.
start with something like that.
That is A-okay.
These are about knowing third before the group started, and that also doesn't work.
Okay.
Wait, are you hitting blue cards?
Red cards.
Oh, I saw the blue cards on top.
Yeah.
Got confused.
All right. You think you can learn a thing or two from third. What do you ask them
Maybe
for
3
guidance?
yeah.
I really don't want to fall into the trope of what is human.
No, I specifically requested that, and you honored that for me, and I appreciate that. Yeah, we're not doing the like brand new robot routine, but there's probably lots of things you haven't experienced.
Having brothers and sisters, having siblings.
Acting.
Or I was about to say learning to play an instrument.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
he's not really a musician. He can
Okay.
like play a little bit, maybe like a little bit of piano and hurdy-gurdy,
Okay.
but otherwise. But he does sing a little, so maybe he could teach you some.
Just
songs or
self-expression, maybe. Like,
artistic
This
expression.
performance is so wooden, though.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Somebody high-fived me, so it must have been good.
I threw a pen. I don't know. What
So it must have been you.
That's his favorite kind of high five.
Yes.
store high, guys. Store high.
Actually, I really like that because one of the ideas I had about Sal is that they don't dress all the time. Like they don't have because they don't need to.
Right.
So when they do dress, it's like an expression
Yeah.
of
What do you
different
like?
states. and-
Yeah.
I like that style.
Dress
Teach you a
up.
sense of style.
Dress up.
Okay.
Cool.
And style and swagger. I love it so much.
This is great.
Oh, I'm picturing you kind of like Groot, but it's like Tom Hiddleston and Groot having a.
Whenever we go to a port, there's the fashion montage sequence.
Yes.
This is an acceptable mental image for me.
I love it.
Tom Hiddleston was the end of what I heard you talking about. I don't know what.
It's like Tom Hiddleston and Groot having a fashion montage.
Mm.
Yeah, I've still just heard Tom Hiddleston, and then everything else was wah
Like
wah
buzzing.
wah.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
does that
I'm sorry, I would be played by ScarJo in that
Yeah.
scenario.
Sure.
As would Joe.
No, but right, yeah. True. Okay, so you are learning about fashion.
yeah, so self-expression,
From third.
fashion, swagger.
Okay, and then you just did one, right, Pooja? So we'll go around to Joe.
I have no idea where we're at anymore, so
Yeah.
yes.
How many red cards do you have face down?
I got 2.
All right.
All right. To Lucky. Ooh. Well, this is what it is. Lucky harmed you once, but they don't know you realize it was them. But I don't feel too strongly about that unless you have something fun. The other one is I harmed Lucky once, but they don't know. I don't know that we have that dynamic.
Yeah, that feels like a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
for us.
We could also just scoot it into. I'm good, thanks. Lucky hurt you once by accident. You know, like whatever it was that was going on in a fight or something. If that feels more palatable, and you both know about it, but it's still an awkward thing that you bring up sometimes.
What about this? That when that we spar together pretty regularly.
I think we train probably. Yeah.
And so rather than it being like an awkward thing, it's like a one-up thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like we keep a tally of how many times we've gotten each other.
Okay. I like that. I want to throw in a little bit of. I think you're the only person that knows there's a slight tremor in my left arm that's been developing, and I don't let that show to anyone.
Oh, okay.
But you only know because we spar all the time.
And you know that while I have like amazing like agility because cat,
Yeah.
You also cannot abide anything to be on a table.
Yeah.
I mean everyone knows that from dinner. But actually like my lack of a tail is a hindrance.
Oh, you're supposed to have a tail.
Mm.
Most cat people have tails.
Yes.
Okay, that is an important detail.
And does that mess with like your coordination, like balancing, or?
I spend part of the reason why I spend so much time training
To
is
fight like a human.
to accommodate
Yeah.
my current like
Yeah.
physical status. And I will say current physical status.
Yeah.
Sure,
I like that.
I like that too. That seems doable. All right, so we've all gotten a red card in. Our question to come back to, each person in the group should decide what tempts them to leave the group. So, what's on your mind? And again, you haven't left the group, and you're not going to immediately, but it's still a temptation that's within grasp, not like the pile of money I wish I had, but, you know, something that you could potentially have and leave with.
Well, I'll go first because I think I mentioned this before. Third does have a time limit. This is temporary for him. His mom is pregnant with their 7th child, and he wants to be back for when his new little brother or sister is born. So when that time comes, like, he plans to leave the group,
Okay.
which could be months after this campaign. It could be at the very end of this campaign.
Sure.
I don't know.
Got it?
I think that Sal has dreams of just being at sea with no one else on board,
Oh.
just alone and sailing forever.
Not
Yeah.
crewed by anyone.
But the current ship, did we name the ship?
Salamander.
The Salamander.
The of course. Okay. Now the Salamander, though, even Sal has trouble piloting on their own.
Yes.
right? It's like a little too much ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
So having a little personal sailing
Having
ship
a-
would
But
be,
there's a temptation, and
Yeah.
there's a
and that wouldn't be hard for you to acquire.
maybe if I
Yeah.
get or maybe if I get good enough, I can pilot this ship.
Maybe. Okay. Sure.
Maybe Wall. I think in Wall's history, he considers Kraken equal creatures. He venerates them, respects them,
interesting.
but
Okay.
maybe sometimes Kraken get too driven away from their pods because they get hunted down by the Empire, and they go get a little crazy and violent. I think Wall has heard that there's a hunt being put on for one of the last ancient Kraken, and he's not okay with that.
He'd like to intervene if
Yeah.
he could. Okay.
I think Lucky feels the call to go back home.
Yeah.
And she, like, just to go and recenter and possibly have some, heart to heart, head to heads with
Are there a
family
lot
that
of
she hasn't seen.
are there a lot of cat people where you're from, or was your family a little bit unique in that way, or
No, like the area that we're from, mainly
Mostly cat people.
populated by
Okay.
varying degrees of cat people.
sure?
And I think that like what we're really known for is going out and traveling and being kind of like mercenaries.
Yeah. Very independent and yeah.
But we do feel that call to like family
Yeah.
and pride
Sure.
to, lean into a metaphor.
Sure. Yeah. Is your like do you have distinctive features like looks like a lion or puma or anything that would stand out like that, or just kind of generic feline?
Oh, well, my family tends towards more tiger-esque features. That's part of like Lucky is a tall woman or tall for a woman. She's like 5'11", 6 foot, that kind of like and built. Wide shoulders, great thighs, like weightlifter thighs.
Thick thighs save lives.
They really do in her case. Or take lives. Wait, what?
Well, also, yeah.
Thick thighs, 9 lives.
Checklist.
Got 'em.
But it's that kind of like build versus like sometimes, in other, like the next town over, there's a cheetah family and they are more like on that kind of like a little bit shorter, but
They're
like,
runners.
Yeah.
More live.
One of them is an ultra marathoner, which
So
like the
irritating.
rest of the cheetah family doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Just short runs.
Like, but you could be going faster for a shorter period of time. So yeah, like some of the physical characteristics like go towards, but Lucky is more of a tiger girl.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Did we get everyone?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, great. The next question to contemplate. There is someone whom everyone in your group cares about. Who is that person? So it's a one someone, right? Not everyone picked their own someone. And we can get to that in a moment. What's that?
I feel like Remy would kind of fit that.
We can.
Okay.
We'll
Or it could be someone from your past.
we'll ruminate on it and return to it.
Say it one more time.
There is somebody whom everyone in our group cares about. Maybe not equally, maybe not in exactly the same way, but it is the same person, right? That all 4 of you are like, yes, I genuinely care about what happens to this person. And we can come up with that in a little bit. Now, we just did red cards?
Red.
Yeah, okay, so let's do blue cards. Joe, do you want to start us off?
Our location has a large, recognizable feature. What is it? Or the alternative is our location had irrecognizable feature that was destroyed. What was it, and who destroyed it? I think that's a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know what the scope for location is. Maybe it's one of the places we're from. Maybe it's our ship.
Maybe there's an entire island or
Yeah.
monument in the sea that
Yeah.
just disappeared or was
Or
destroyed.
it's crumbled.
Right.
You know, could be like a pile
Yeah.
of rubble.
I kind of like the idea that Wall comes from like an older empire that is now just a chain of broken islands, but
Oh yeah.
they say it was once its own continent.
Mm. Okay.
I don't know that fits this question, but that just came to me as an idea for Wall.
Well, it is your card, so
Yeah.
you get first say, but you know, we can all
I don't want it to. Yeah, I want more people to have
Sure.
something.
First thing that came to my mind was it was like a statue of Mayor Dawson that, oops, we might have accidentally.
Nobody
Just
knows
drawing.
how that came down, Courtney.
No
Yeah.
one saw it.
And it's a statue of the first Mayor Dawson.
Yeah, the first. Yeah, Mayor Dawson the first.
Was it like, are we talking like Cristo Redentor? Like
We're talking like
100 feet
like
tall?
Robert E. Lee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
speak for anyone else, but like on the horse,
Yeah.
rearing back.
Right.
So like 20 feet, 15 feet
Yeah.
tall, something like that. Okay.
Melted down for slag.
With the stipulation that the Mayor's Dawson,
And turned into urinals. That's the
Yeah.
next part.
Yeah.
the Mayor's Dawson are not war criminals.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Robert E. Lee was a bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing I wanted to add on there. I know what you were thinking and why you used that example, but just wanted to throw that in there. Mayor's Dawson have been annoying and perhaps corrupt in the past, but not like
Yeah.
war criminals.
Right.
Um,
Some of them have been all right.
sure. Yeah. Some of them kept their head down and didn't do much while in office. Like,
But
fine.
like those aren't the ones who had the big like statue made of themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Or maybe they were, and they spent all their money having these statues made
Yeah.
rather than getting in everyone else's business.
Yeah. Well,
I can't believe our taxpayer dollars went to this.
Better that than to tax collectors.
They keep trying to turn it into an attraction.
Tourism.
Yeah.
All the school kids are forced to go.
Yeah. And memorize the
The
plinth.
plaque.
Yeah.
all right. So we do have, though, we have a like crumbled down, destroyed statue. Is it in the middle of Creek Town? Was it out on a reef or something? With like lights coming out of its eyes and like a little, maybe it was on top of the lighthouse.
I like-
and it came down
I like
off
the
of that.
maybe like the first one was the lighthouse.
Yeah.
And
I
then
was
like
just thinking
every
that.
time they had to rebuild it, it was just like now it's like
It got less and less
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and
Less
then finally
impressive.
it's the lighthouse topper.
yeah.
All right.
Now it's just like a plinth.
Yeah.
Is it every time it gets built, it gets crumbled and broken apart again? Like, we're going to keep building this statue until it takes?
Yeah.
And it always just gets crumbled
Yeah.
or destroyed?
Yeah. I like that.
There's one fatal flaw.
I almost just bumped into the power button of our computer.
It'd be
I'm just
welcome.
gonna move my bag over here instead.
But it's like that giant in Clash of the Titans. Not the new Clash of the Titans, Titans Will Clash, but like the OG one,
Mm.
where they kind of like unscrewed his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like one fatal flaw in each of the Mayor Dawson statues.
There's
Yeah.
an exhaust port.
Yeah. 2 meters wide. Oh boy.
But the third castle, it fell down, burned over, and sank into the swamp.
Yeah.
All right.
There are stories called the sackings of the Mayor's Dawson. And it's just a recounting of all the times they destroyed the
The Mayor's Dawson sacks.
Yeah.
There's the senior prank to dress it up.
Yeah.
every year.
I like that. I like that.
That's amazing.
I think new sailors are like dared to go do something.
Yeah, that's part of the hazing.
Yeah.
Does it crumble? When it crumbles, does that Is that an omen for the ending of the tenure
there's
of
going to
the
be
current?
I
current
like
Dawson?
that. There's going to be a new Dawson.
Yeah.
It's a sign. Whether it is or not. Like, the last time it happened, there were 3 years until there was another Mayor Dawson,
Yeah.
but, like,
But now it's seen as like,
every time. Immediately.
yeah.
60% of the time.
It works
every
every
time.
100% of the time. Okay. All right. The Mayor's Dawson. Sorry about pluralizing in that way. Mayor's Dawson broken statue. Okay. I'm enjoying that. Okay. Courtney, do you want to do your blue card?
Sure. Okay, let's see. Okay. Both of these are good. Do you want positive or negative?
I think we should go with the first one up and then
Okay,
see.
the first one up was our location has a major benefit or advantage over other locations like it. What is that benefit?
We have Sal.
Well, if we're talking
I
about the
think it's
ship, or we could talk about Creektown, or what is the city that Creektown is spilling out of?
Yeah, we should name that.
Oh, you're saying Creektown is a burb.
The burb.
Sort of. It was the pier, and then it was the docks,
It's a neighborhood of the.
and now it's
It's Burbank.
yeah.
It's Santa Monica.
What are those floating things you build in Civ 6? The
Seawalls?
no, the
Fish
seawalls
hatcheries?
do not float. No, the living place. It's like a late game.
Wait, is it like on a pier?
No, it's like a floating.
It's
It's like a
literally
floating
like a floating
city
apartment
thing.
complex.
Yeah,
Like a seastead.
Seastead. Yes. Thank you.
It's a much better term than floating.
Yeah. So Creektown is a shitty seastead. It is fairly self-sufficient and could probably float away and survive for a long time.
It can become a flotilla.
Sure. For some reason the spire just popped in my head. Can the city we're attached to be the spire? And
Sure.
is that a well-known like fantasy thing that I'm forgetting, or
Is that from Game
I'm
of
not-
Thrones?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're getting at.
no? I don't know either. I just the name popped
Yeah.
in my head and I was like, well,
Well,
Could be a thing.
what if it's called the Spire, but its true term is like its full name when its mom gets mad at it is like
The spire at the end of the world.
Spire or something like that.
The what?
Tenement Spire or
Like something spire.
Yeah.
I like
okay.
that.
Well, okay. So we've got Spire. We have Creektown coming from Spire. And the wording of the question again was
The location has a major benefit or advantage
Mm.
over other locations like it. What is that
Okay.
benefit?
so I think there's got to be some reason Spire was okay with Creektown spilling out like this.
I like the idea that Creektown is its own principality. It's like it's its own Vatican City. It's
Okay.
not part of the empire. It's a
not
port.
part of Spire.
It was the port, and then the port slowly drifted off of the
Yeah.
and it became its own like this is
Creektown?
law of
Yeah,
the sea.
maybe they didn't build it out. It kept drifting and
Yeah.
they built stuff to connect
Yeah.
to the shore
and
again.
the fire keeps like, no, come back, you're ours.
Yeah,
it's
and
Venice.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now at this point, Spire has just acknowledged their independence.
Yeah.
And so Spire is like a big, powerful city. I'm imagining most of these places like city-states versus full-on countries. I'm picturing the world a little more loosey-goosey, but it's a big world, right? So
Yeah.
there could be all kinds of stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll go to the moon. But no, we're not going to the moon.
Which
If
one?
they're independent, I feel like they got to have some kind of resource that's valuable.
Yeah.
Either some kind of ore or a way of money coming in that makes it defensible.
Spire is the source of the crystals that are used in on the land floating ships.
I was
Ah,
about to
I like
reaffirm something we talked about before the show, is that many ships can be fitted with the ability to hover up onto land. Now, these are not flying ships. That's outrageous. There's no such thing as flying ships in this world yet. But many ships, like very high-end freighters, and something unique about the Salamander is that it is equipped with the runes on the bottom of it, that if you traverse up a beach, your ship will, you need to be propelled with a strong wind, but you can sail across land with 5 feet of clearance or something. So you do have to watch the bumps, but
I like the idea that maybe like there are ship tracks, like almost like a rail system, but for ships to lurch onto, and they can unload cargo, and almost like trains in a way.
Like that Spire is equipped with?
Maybe, yeah. Like they were like one of the big shipping hub places.
I think probably a lot of ports have something like that so that you can go and offload.
Yeah.
But I don't think the ships are limited to that. I think
right.
that's the nice road.
Right,
the
right,
well-paved
right,
road.
right. Yeah.
Well, if Creektown needs to have its own thing.
Well, it could be Creektown, it could be the Spire, it could be something else. I just wanted to establish a little bit of that before we decide everything.
Creektown ain't no snitch.
Also that.
I feel like
That's why we got Remy. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
if this town is known for these crystal sources, I think whatever the name of the crystal would probably be the first half of Spire. So like Crystal Spire or Quartz Spire or Topaz Spire or whatever this crystal is could make up the name.
I bet that's, maybe part of
Sailstone.
that could be
Spire. That's got a nice ring to it.
Sailstone Spire.
I'm on
You guys
board
like
with
it?
that.
All right.
Sailstone Spire. I like that. Are you picturing Sailstone as one word?
I am.
It's just the sound in my head at this moment.
I like it. I'm gonna say it's one word.
Yeah.
I was originally thinking of what was that bad sci-fi game the makers of Civ tried to make? Beyond Earth. Yeah. They had a thing in there. They had Floatstone, which I thought was cute, and I was thinking about calling it that, but Sailstone's way better.
You know what? Like, that game had the potential to be so good. Like,
very much
3
did.
expansions in, just like Civ 5. They just needed to put the expansions out.
Yeah. It was very disappointing. Okay, so I don't have a mute button. Okay, hello. Oh, thank you. All right, Sailstone Spire is what's the wording of this thing again?
They have a monopoly on the source of sailstones.
Sailstone. Okay. So Sailstone Spire has the most occurrence. You can find it in other places in the world, but
Maybe they're the place that refines it the best.
yeah, I think there's probably a big source here, and they've probably had it the longest, and so they have 1,000 years of
Technology.
being
But the
able
local
to
mines
refine
are
it.
running dry.
Oh, maybe. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the
Is
other side of the
Sails-
card. Was like,
GM
what's the
makes-
disadvantage?
GM makes grumbly notes.
Like, is Sailstone supposed to be a renewable resource?
Right.
And are we just over-harvesting it? Much like Krakens for Krakening, which
Yep.
turns out you don't even need to actually kill the Kraken to get.
Just have to milk it.
That's how you get ink. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Sure, what rivals don't like that way of thinking.
No, I'm sorry.
Missy.
It's just like there's this book
Uh-oh.
about milking minotaurs.
Is what?
And like I'm just letting it go. Just let it go.
But you didn't. You inflicted it on us.
Is that a Happy Jack's Nights thing we're going to have to
Yes.
examine?
So moving right along.
Yes. What's your next blue card, please, and thank you.
Minotaurs have nipples, Ted. Can you milk them?
No.
I mean, the assumption that all minotaurs are non-lactating.
Next card.
Oh, I love this. Oh, Oh, I love both of these. That's
Well,
a
let's
problem.
do the first one that you saw.
And if we're good, we'll do the second.
Let's go.
We have cards to read at home.
Let's go with the positive one.
Okay.
That our location occasionally participates in a competitive event. What is that event?
Ooh. Can we go a little bigger than Spire region?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like like a full the competitive. It would be like all the sail ships.
Yeah.
Like the Kessel Run. Or
Yeah.
something equivalent.
Now, is this there's like a route that is a race that we go to every year, or
I was thinking if maybe it was like a triangle trade and speed is one element, but how much you make is another element of part of this competition.
so there's like a ledger being kept that everyone knows is legit.
Right.
Can it have something to do with the chain of islands and it's like threading the maw? Like you have to say it's speed and accuracy, but like if you can do it risky and try to thread through the islands, but you might not come back if you do it that way.
Trade Triangle Islands race. Does that work for everyone?
Something like
it's
that?
like a 4-week event.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're slow.
But it is. It's like a 4-week event because if we're doing a triangle thing, then you have things that are weighted differently, right? So speed is weighted in the way that it is, but then profit is weighted in another way, and then
Yeah.
the third thing would be
Cuteness.
If you thread the maw completely, like if you go straight through,
There's like a number of waypoints you have to
Yeah.
hit.
or like
or how many points along the way
Go
you
through
hit.
the glowing hoops.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what if it's a competition just between the independent ships? And the third point is how many of the rise ships you take out on the way.
Oh yeah, or just be able to spike their wheel in some way of like how can you?
That's an off the books point system.
Yeah, not official, but
Yeah.
everyone knows.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I like that. Profit.
Oh, how many of
speed.
Imperial ships' flags can you capture?
Oh, that's
I like that,
perfect. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Imperial flags or company flags.
yeah,
I'll
company
say.
flags.
Mm-hmm.
Company flags. Because that could be an Imperial company.
Right.
It could be Rise company.
I
Whatever.
like that.
Literal capture the flags.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
love it. Okay, cool.
And if your flag gets taken, you're out completely.
Oh, as an independent?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll think
But
about
there's
that.
something about those flags and having to defend your own and
But do
taking-
you have a flag?
we have many.
I feel like it's some sort of penalty, but I don't know that you're out entirely. Because I feel like you should have an opportunity to get your flag back.
Right. Yeah.
You can't continue until you get your flag, and then
You
have
can't
to
finish
pay
without a
penalty.
flag.
You can't finish
Yeah.
without a flag.
It doesn't have to be your own.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, and then there's a big festival, for lack of a better word, at the end where everyone trades flags back and
Right,
forth and,
right.
and gets
Festival
theirs
of
back and do
Flags.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
The flag festival.
And it's a sign of integrity and sportsmanship where like you return what you took.
Yeah, well, I mean, not
At
the end of
real
the
game.
flags.
Unless, you know.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. I think there's at least a couple ships that like the crews traded flags and then hooked up and then just like joined crews.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh wait, we actually really like each other.
Yeah.
And sex.
Yeah.
So
I was about to say they all get married.
Yeah.
yeah. Why not?
The generational ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely some of that going around. All right. So that was whose blue card was that? That was yours. All right, Nick.
There's a wise person in our location from whom people seek advice. Who are they?
Can we go into Spire for this? I'd like to establish something about the big city. I am picturing Sailstone as, you know, that sort of like rainbowy quartz. Like it's essentially white, but when you turn it in the light, you get that like rainbow glitter, something like that. And I think maybe there are some parts of the city that are just made of sailstone, and like our statue doesn't fall down because it floats.
Unlike Mayor's Dawson.
Yeah.
I think they keep trying to get sailstone for Mayor Dawson's statue, and the city doesn't want to give it to them. And, like,
Sailors keep taking it.
that's a waste.
Oh my gosh. That's the reason why the statue keeps getting destroyed. Is
It's like
Fire
people taking
agents?
copper. It's people
it's
taking.
made of sailstone.
Oh, okay.
People keep wanting the sailstone.
All right.
It's not even against necessarily the mayor.
All right, so we have a person that most people trust. I was going to say a Pope of the Spire, but not that. But maybe there is like, what if there's a workers union? Like the people who actually mine and produce sailstone are like, yes, we will teach anyone how to do this. But it's, the bureaucrats
Right,
and the whatever who are like, no, we're going to limit this so you're not overworked. We're like, okay. But if there is like a master crafts person,
Okay.
If there's a head of like the miners union,
could be.
Most trusted person who sailors would go to would be a meteorologist. Someone
I
who
kind of
knows
like
how to read
this-
the weather.
That's also true. And if the spire is tall, and it's tall because
There's an
it's safe to
observatory.
build high here, because part of the building is, it's just not literally floating, but the building is lighter because some of it's made of sailstone. And there's a great big observatory at the top of the spire that is going to make the tower look like a dick.
it was always going to look like a dick because it's a tower.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep, that's fine.
Fair.
I'm just saying, like, an obelisk doesn't, because it's spiky and square,
What does your dick look like?
not spiky and square.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, is that too much
This
information?
is for after
Pooja?
dark.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, people have been comparing, like, just the Washington Monument to a penis for
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
centuries.
never heard anyone say that. Okay, that's fine. I believe you. I just personally have not heard that.
Theater school.
I'm just the one who didn't know. That's okay. Okay.
Do 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 do.
Yeah. Hooray! I learned about more dick-shaped buildings. All right. So there is the tallest tower in Spire, which is sort of the Spire, is, I'm going to say, mainly a university, essentially. It's a place of learning. And on top is an observatory where they read the stars, they read the weather, and there's a lot of, like, I think also navigating 3 moons and the kind of tides that could potentially literally bring up
Yeah.
is...
Charts.
What's that?
People have to pay exorbitant amounts for the most recent charts.
Well, I'd like to think that the people there are trying to do it and give it away for free.
But they're people, but they're,
But there are bureaucrats
There-
in the
yeah.
way, and
I like the idea of there being a 100-year tide. Like,
yeah.
there is
like
now.
both high and low.
So it's a 200-year cycle.
There was a time when the broken islands weren't broken.
They just had some dips.
Yeah. Pooja, do we want to know? Okay, moving on.
Is this another Minotaur?
Yeah.
That's okay. This is why I asked. Pooja sometimes has a very visible reaction and then shares or doesn't share. And we've gamed together a lot. And I know sometimes she wants to say the thing and then sometimes she doesn't.
Sometimes it's better if I don't.
But
for everyone else.
I enjoy watching that process. Whether I get to learn it or not, it's still fun for me. So
I just want to
Thank
know where
you.
the line is, because if milking Minotaurs wasn't past the line,
I want to know what and how many.
I mean,
Nick, you have a blue
probably
card,
don't
right?
actually want to know.
I've what?
A blue card?
I do not. I have
Oh,
a red
I
card.
mean, that was the blue card.
Oh, that was his.
that was the
Okay.
blue
yeah.
card.
Yeah, okay. Great. So
And Steve.
meteorologist,
Yeah. I like
trusted.
They have to have like a society. Someone name it.
Yeah, I think they publish like broadsheets about what everything's
Scientific
going
papers.
Yeah, like an almanac.
to be. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love the idea of an almanac. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I grew up like not really understanding what the farmer's almanac was.
Yeah.
Mm,
This is the Sailor's Almanac.
Yes.
Is Sailor L-E-R or L-O-R?
LOR.
OR.
OR.
Okay. This is disorienting for me because one of my superpowers is spelling.
Mm.
And so when I don't know how to spell a relatively simple word, it's really upsetting.
Well, in our world, it's OR.
Is O-R.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
OR, like an or.
Yeah.
For
That,
sailors.
that'll help me remember.
Then you're gonna make him think it's OAR.
Yeah.
Well,
Sail or what?
die.
Drown.
Cake or death.
Cake?
Sorry, we're all out of cake.
It's been a run on cake.
I'll take
I
the
only
cherry
brought
without
3 pieces.
Didn't think everyone was gonna want cake. God, that is so funny. Okay.
She's amazing.
Yes. Okay. We have this. I think this is going to be our last purple card, because then we'll do our relationship cards. I don't want to do another one of these because they're just so fun. There is someone whom everyone in our group cares about. Who is that person?
Now, we had talked off stream about maybe having a couple of people who are also on the ship,
Yes.
some NPCs.
Yes.
Do we want to add an NPC that we all have a connection with?
Yeah, I have some ideas of people I wanted to bring in that I thought I would kind of introduce a little bit later. But if we have someone we all want to collectively develop now, that's fine. I can
Yeah.
definitely work with that.
I just think we all care about each other in our own ways, so it's weird to
To have like one
Yeah.
person on the ship
Yeah.
specifically.
Okay.
yeah.
But it could be, maybe this is a place for the Sailstone Workers Union, something like that, where because that, union runner is butting up against the bureaucracy all the time, something like that. Just one idea. That
Yeah.
union's going to exist no matter what.
Yeah.
I love a workers union, but we don't have to do anything with it. But they're there now in my mind.
I'm always down with like the idea of like a person who is like a deposed leader
Okay.
from Sailstone, like from Sailstone Spire.
Yeah.
Can it be like an Emperor Norton type person?
What's that?
Wait. Honestly?
I don't know what you're
Oh.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm so giddy. Emperor Norton is the Emperor of the United States. In I want to say 1860s, 1870s.
Does anybody know this?
We
are all agog.
He declared himself emperor. He lived in San Francisco because he determined that it wasn't against the law, and that
To declare himself emperor.
and that the country needed an emperor. And he was essentially unhoused and had no job, but he had 2 dogs that he took care of, and everyone in San Francisco just treated him like the emperor. And they made money, and they gave him food and lodging and all this stuff. One of his dogs was named Bummer. I don't remember what the other one was.
Maybe this is like the Admiral of Creektown.
He's maybe seen a few too many things. Maybe isn't all there anymore.
Yeah.
Or is maybe
But
too
just so
much
dark.
there?
I just want to make sure we don't fall into some ableist mental health.
Yep.
groups.
Yeah. But
We
definitely
love him.
somebody who's seen some stuff and is disconnected from regular society. But that's a good mention. Thank you, Pooja. Yeah, I like the idea of this was maybe even a famous captain
Yeah.
for a while and just went fuck it, I don't want any of this stuff. And like the town finally got him to like wear a robe or something. But
Was he naked before?
I think he was just wandering around town naked. Just maybe wearing
Enjoying the fresh
seaweed.
air.
Like, I'm a creature of the sea.
Oh my god.
Does the Admiral give, like, prophecy? Like, is it Cassandra?
I think the Admiral will answer any question you ask him. With something other than I don't know. Are we okay with Admiral of Creektown? Do we have a name, or Admiral of Creektown? Or just everyone knows his name is Admiral? His mom actually named him Admiral.
Everyone would just call him Admiral out of respect anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
sir.
it's the title, it's the name.
Sure. Yeah, I like that even the mayor's Dawson like acknowledge,
Yeah.
like, even though it's sort of tongue in cheek, but we all sort of like, yep, no, that's Admiral. And I bet no one knows how old he is.
It's timeless.
He was Admiral when I was sailing.
But like, if the Admiral has always been there. And everyone just assumes the Admiral is like some old guy who has had enough and has decided to kind of like half terrorize, half take care of the town. But it's possible that the Admiral is actually something else entirely.
Yeah, I like that.
What?
A mystery to be discovered. He's gonna be Batman or something. He's just like incredibly powerful and strong. We'll save our
He
asses.
actually owns the entire Steelstone industry.
Yeah, he is the Kraken.
I believe you mean Batmanta.
Well,
Yes.
Yes, I did. Thank you for correcting me.
all right.
Sorry, I don't have my glasses.
Yeah. Did you hear my glasses go up my nose? Okay.
Wait, so is Batmanta a bat that dresses up like a manta?
Or a manta ray that dresses up like a bat.
Well, legend has it.
It's a human, and one wing is the side of a manta. The other wing is a bat wing.
The real question is Batmanta the greatest detective in the world?
Yeah.
No.
On the land and the sea.
All right. We all have a final red card, right?
Yes.
And it's only 8 o'clock. So we have a whole other hour, which means we might be able to, I don't know. Well, I don't know what'll happen.
We'll play more Decima.
We might get into some quest RPG. I feel like I have to put RPG on there because lots of things are a quest. What were we going to say, Courtney?
Nothing important.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do these final. Who hasn't started a red card round? Well, I think we've all started something.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Joe just started the last thing, so Nick, why don't you start our red cards, and we'll go other direction this time.
Wait, who's it for?
Oh, right. Well, there's only one person left,
Oh,
All right.
so
So that is for Lucky.
okay.
Way to make me feel last picked at dodgeball there.
No, I just went around. No, I don't like these questions. So
Okay.
I was trying to figure.
I can get you a new one.
I'm the extra one. Needs all the extra.
Are they more romance questions?
No.
Okay. I was going to
No.
say, one thing that has happened in the past, I think more than once, when Nick and I are at a table together, I love romance questions. Nick doesn't. That's fine. That's not a judgment. But Nick will get all the romance questions and I get none. And I'm like, can I have those?
Gimme.
Yeah. Would you like a new card?
Yes, please. Because it was saying that I think Lucky will cut and run, and I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't get this one either.
Well, what's it
I mean,
say?
maybe
Maybe we
the other
can
side.
freestyle it.
Oh, I like that one.
Okay. You have a strong connection with Lucky, and it grows stronger every day. Why?
I wonder if Lucky's ghost has created an extra sensory connection.
I think that's what it is. It's like Arjun.
I wonder if you can actually touch Arjun. Like, you can feel Arjun physically, whereas most people, like...
Is that okay for you?
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like Lucky might have been the first person who actually understood you and what you're about, and that like you're more than, you're not just a boat, but like you're an individual and you're alive.
I like that too.
Do we all
And there's also
feel good
like,
about that?
if you're cool with it, that I am definitely pushing you to explore like what you want.
Yeah,
Try
are
new
you the
things,
fashion
yeah.
guide?
No.
Oh, no.
No, I'm the
she's-
fashion guide.
yeah,
You're
third
doing
is
food.
I'm doing food.
Okay,
so
but
you-
that's...
and self-care.
Yes. All right. Does that feel okay, Nick?
Yeah. No, I like that.
As a character question?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Pooja, you're next.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to make the note.
Well, I'm very upset about it.
Well, you can deal with it. So this one's Wall. And
Yes.
neither of these work for Wall
Okay.
in any way, shape, or form. They're very like newbie. Ooh, I like both of these, but we're gonna go with the first one, which is you and Blank blow off steam together. What do you do?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Which I like is like an adjunct to the fact that we spar together.
Yeah, I think this should be separate from sparring.
But it's like we both train and blow off steam together.
Yeah.
So what do you go and do for this fun thing? Golfing? That was the last thing I could imagine either of your characters doing in a quick guess. So,
I was thinking crochet.
oh yeah, I could
Very
imagine
relaxing.
maybe wall crocheting. I don't know. Oh, an
I think
important.
more, like Lucky's more of a rag
I-
rag
Macrame?
rug.
Oh yeah, the rug hook things.
I have an important cat person question. Are there toe beans?
I think that some unobservant people might just think they're calluses.
Okay, but if you actually like, you can feel that they're actually toe pads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is good. Thank you.
I mean, toe beans are the best part of cats.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of every other part of cats.
Absolutely adorable. I'm sorry, Lucky's not
Except for the
adorable.
bite
It just this is cat people with toe beans. This is fantastic. Okay.
Do we like throw shit off the ship?
Is it one of those like discus shooting like I like
I would love if it involved something in public. It's like something you wait to go ashore to do, not something you can do from the privacy of the ship. I'd like to have the two of you in public getting in trouble.
I think one of Wall's things is, and I think in every new place he goes to, he tries to sample the best tea or wine or whatever. Like he hasn't seen a lot of the world, despite how old he is.
Okay.
We hit up every food festival at every port that we go to blow off steam.
Okay.
And we write anonymous reviews
Oh my god.
together.
Yeah. We share a pen name.
Yes.
Maybe you're famous for it.
And you leave like
Infamous.
you leave
Yeah.
posts.
We nailed them to the door.
Yeah. This is,
With a dagger.
I love this.
We go through so many daggers.
Yeah.
You guys are getting another dagger? What
Yeah.
are you doing?
Why do you buy these in bulk?
I don't even see you fight with daggers.
You're gonna
What's
open
going
up
on here?
Wall's Foot Locker and it's just it's a trunk full of knives,
Yeah.
just loose knives.
Yeah.
Nice.
This pallet is
Yeah.
just full of stilettos.
Yeah, that's the stiletto box. This is the dagger box. Get it right.
Riverport steel is the best steel I've ever held. Mark
And it-
my words.
Okay,
It'll
so
go through a knot at 20 paces.
Nick,
Tell them we sent you, and you'll get 10% off.
Use
your next
discount code.
deal.
I love that your tattoos are morphing into ads.
No, they're QR codes.
Yeah, that's why they keep changing. They're customizing for the viewer's experience
Yeah,
based on
right.
the kind of cookies they eat.
Like, you have to... No, wait, before we play the blindfold game, we have to hit up 2 towns over because
Yeah.
our pen name got a sponsorship too.
Yeah. Yeah.
To do a sponsored write-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we could never be bought.
No.
I don't like us selling out.
Yeah.
That's our thing.
You're independent. Yeah.
That's
I
our,
don't actually mean this seriously, but I think your pen name should be Luther, because when you're nailing things to the wall, it's the mark of Luther.
Oh my god.
All right. We'll have to think about what your blog is called. All right. That's fantastic. This is how you and Wall blow off steam.
It's a chance for neither of us to be who we normally are full time.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that you actually enjoy good food and drink
Yeah.
and seek it out as opposed to just whatever's at the dock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. Let's
And we always come back and just say we've been training.
Oh, so not everybody knows about this.
No.
Yeah, I think that's our secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just go out and like, yeah, we were totally drunk.
Can the others on the ship know about the reviewer? And that like
The reviewers will
you've
know.
come
I
across the bill, the playbill,
Yeah.
or not playbill, but you know what I mean, like a post literal, sheets of paper.
think. Yeah.
Because lots of people in lots of places know the reviewer, whatever
Yeah.
their name is. We'll have to come up with something for that.
We send it
Gourmand's
into like
review.
the local paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that there's some foodies who are trying to track down who the reviewer, this anonymous reviewer,
Yeah.
and they're
Eric
looking.
Dawson really wants to know
Well,
who is this.
they're looking for one person who like has frequented all of these booths,
Yeah.
but it's the two of you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
And we
real
have a
Bridgerton vibes right now.
we have a
Oh, yeah.
nemesis in Sailstone Spire. And it's a chef at a restaurant that we panned once.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that chef's trying to find out who you are
Yeah.
specifically.
But that chef loves Lucky and Wall.
that's called a nemesis chef, actually. Nemesis chef. Okay.
I love this so much.
It's in my notes, so it'll never be heard from again.
I will remember.
I'll forget.
Okay.
It's okay. I wrote everything down.
Great.
We have to start each episode with a reading of one of our reviews.
if you two get together and do that, I think that's great.
Yeah.
But
I want to do this so badly.
All right. Let's go to your last red card, Courtney.
Which is also for Lucky. I don't know how we
Oh.
can top that, but we're gonna try. Okay, let's see. You tried to impress Lucky and succeeded. What did you do to impress them?
Interesting.
I'm sure the other side says you failed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Let's see. What would impress you?
What could third
My
do
dear.
to impress you?
I mean,
Are you impressed by feats of dexterity or by acts of good or evil?
Well, third probably knows about good food and wine, and right, like
Mm.
Yeah.
or like, I think Lucky. Oh, go ahead.
What if Third figured out on his own that you were doing this? That you were doing the reviews? And he offers to be your editor because there's clearly some spelling and grammatical errors going on. But he won't snitch.
Could it be that Third thinks it's just Lucky doing the reviews?
Possibly, yeah.
I'm gonna say I want that to come out later. I want the
Okay.
reviews thing to float a little bit, if that's okay. If
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
super
yeah.
into it, it's fine.
You sound inspired, so
Well, not necessarily, but I feel like it has It could be something.
It's a good B plot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else could I have done? What kind of things impress Lucky?
I think Lucky is impressed by a lot of things that, like,
Murder.
I mean, violence in the course of doing the right thing is
Mm-hmm.
very impressive to Lucky, because the answer to that question of violence is yes.
Yes.
But
But third's not
also-
particularly violent.
But also, Lucky is impressed by, like, people skills, because she doesn't have them.
That he does
Oh.
have.
So it's not like I don't have people skills and people skills are dumb and I don't care. It's wow, people listen to you when you talk, and
Like,
that's
you understand people.
Socially navigating.
maybe part of it would even start with the laughs that third is getting, or the rapt attention at least. It doesn't have to be a type 5. I'm sorry I put that on you. But at
But it's like your poise.
Or maybe I helped you get out of a sticky situation by talking our way out of it or convincing someone that you're actually a really awesome person, obviously.
I love it. Yeah. Like, that's great. Like, you really impressed me when I had completely fucked up a social situation.
and it was gonna be a fight, and you were sort of resigned to like, oh, now I have to fight this a-hole.
It's like, I mean, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But also I kind of pulled my hamstring like a couple of days ago, and I was preferring not to do this.
Is there a little bit for Lucky? Is there also like I get paid to fight, I don't fight for free, and to have to fight for free is kind of annoying?
It's more of like Lucky fights for a reason.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not for money specifically. It's like she will absolutely take down anyone who insults any of her chosen family people.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when she feels like an injustice has been done.
Yeah.
But all of her people, like, one of the things that her family is into is mercenaries with a conscience.
Yeah.
But also, if there are other ways to get through stuff, she's not going to think of them.
Sure.
She's going to go first.
Everything looks like a nail.
Yes. Like, I'm just going to punch you right now with my guitar.
Yeah.
And then the problem will be solved. So it's super impressive when you get out of something without any punching.
Yeah.
Because I
And they
don't-
end up liking you for it.
Yes.
And liking me somehow.
Yes. Well, what's not to like?
Love it.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, you talked your way out of a situation that Lucky found really impressive. Okay. Maybe that could be tonight at the tavern. Kind of.
See what happens.
We'll see.
And how does third know the others? What were your
That's a good question.
your relationship cards? What your all
Huh?
3 of your red cards? What did you establish?
We established that I lied about you, saying that you're all scary because you're big. And then with you, I know that I can come to you because you'll always do something right the first time. You're dependable. So we haven't really established how we've met.
Okay, so I think this might be the meeting, right?
Okay.
Of you stepping in to not defend Lucky, but just like, this doesn't need to be a fight. Like, I can solve this.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
could be.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm looking to do some traveling.
Yeah, let me cogitate on that for a second. Do you have another red card?
Yes.
Okay. Who's it
And
for?
This one is for Sal.
Okay.
It's obvious that Sal is dealing with something serious and you can relate.
Ooh.
I really like that.
Is it termites?
Barnabas.
Look, there comes a time in
Yeah.
every ship's life.
I really like the question. I'm open to ideas though. Sal, what do you think is something that you would be dealing with that I would be able to relate to? Or something, it says something serious.
Is there a part of Wall's past where he was hunted?
Oh,
or
yeah.
currently is now?
Oh yeah.
and maybe I'm dealing with that feeling going on from Rise or
Right.
for others like that.
Right.
And it's kind of a big deal because
Yeah.
Dallas never had to deal with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Or I think that almost might have been the inciting incident that made Sal a person, but that like it continues and it's like this
Yeah.
pressure that's slowly growing.
When's it gonna drop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I think you would know a bit more about Wall's past and how he burned his name, literally burned all his bridges. So he took that path as
So Wall has confided some of this then.
Yeah.
In Sal. Okay.
so I think it's like you get to see this is what it would look like to do it that way. That might not be how you would do it, but Wall
Right.
would share that with you.
Here's one
This
way.
is what it cost me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting. That's fantastic.
Cool. I love that.
I like that.
Okay. So I believe we have exercised all of our cards.
Yes, they've been exercised. They're nice
Okay.
and sore now.
Good. Would like a good burn, good pump. I guess.
I mean, if we're gonna pump up the jams.
Yeah. Let's go to the Drunken Anchor Tavern. Third.
Yes.
What brings you to the Drunken Anchor? It is open mic night.
Oh, well, that brings me to the drunken age.
Okay.
Come on, everyone.
Has
Oh
Third
my-
performed before, or is this like a new thing for you?
I feel like this would probably only be like his second time out,
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
since I'm just starting to travel with you. So maybe he's performed a bit in his hometown and then met Lucky, and now it's like, okay, time to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What if you all were at your first bar for having come ashore, well, sort of ashore onto creek, right? Lucky starts to get in trouble. Third steps in and says, "Oh, here, I can resolve this without a fist fight." And then the four of you are like, "Also, let's go to a second location because this place is now awkward, and we heard there's open mic night." Something, and that's the Drunken Anchor. How does that sound for kind of
So I've just met you.
getting us all in a tavern together?
Maybe you wanted to buy me a drink at somewhere else.
Or like, yeah, or if part of your like disarming that situation was being like, oh, I'm a performer, blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, you know what? It's open mic night at the Drunken Anchor.
Well,
Cut.
then.
I want to offer something that nobody has to bite on, okay? But third, your family knows a little crime. What if third actually recognized Lucky as a mercenary, right? And Wall, you recognized third as a member of a crime family of like, this is somebody that, so like nobody is talking about the fact that they've recognized each other, but like, oh yeah, hello stranger. Is that okay, or is that too contrived?
I'm okay with it because I had a thought a while back, like, what if my dad had hired you to do something in the past, and maybe I have seen you.
Yeah, maybe you have worked for the
paths might have
family.
crossed.
If it's not a completely immoral mercenary job, you would take it, right?
Exactly.
We're not that
like,
moral family.
Yeah.
it's like, well, also, I mean, your family's not evil, right?
Yeah,
No,
there
they're
are
not- they're
criminals
not
and there are criminals.
They're
right?
connected.
Some of them are assholes, and some of us are really nice.
So people. For people.
Yeah, and just because you break the law doesn't mean you did the wrong thing.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, it's completely understandable that, like, our paths would have crossed or my paths would have crossed with your family.
But I like the idea that you don't recognize third, and Wall does, but third was sort of like stepping in because, like, oh, I know who that is. I should probably stop this fight because that guy's gonna get killed.
I
And
don't need another ghost of Goblin.
Okay, we're good with this. Okay.
Open mic night, you say?
I mean, it just sounds like something that you might be interested. I mean, you don't have to. Like, it's not.
No. I'm quite interested. In fact, I'm very much looking forward to performing. Oh, where did you say? What was the name of this place you said?
Drunken Anchor?
Drunken Ink. I don't think I've been to that bar yet.
Ah,
It does have a reputation in town.
Yeah,
But-
I've heard of it.
Remy is a very fine host.
Well then, I say perhaps you owe me a drink, and we could go see this establishment.
yeah, sure. Next round's on me.
Excellent. Lead the way.
I don't know what you drink. So,
We'll
like,
find something.
I'm sure I would know.
Keep trying things. Well, we don't know because he doesn't taste anything yet. They don't taste anything yet.
We'll figure something out. I like the idea that Remy comes up with new concoctions for you every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The three of you have been here before, and now you're in port again, or on port, I guess, floating city.
I mean, we have gone into something.
I like the idea that Wall's been at the Drunken Anvil, and he's offboarding the
Anchor?
crew.
Anchor.
The Drunken Anchor. He's offboarding crew that are no longer carrying on and onboarding potential new recruits. But he's
He's
got
sort of
his-
like being a doorman, but nobody invited him to do so.
I think he's got his own like table on the side. Remy knows about it, but
Yeah.
like new sailors will come in, and Wall's inspecting all of their ink.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I like that there are lots of bars on Creektown, but Drunken Anchor, you don't bring uninked sailors,
Yeah.
right? Like this is everyone who's been at least a year at sea, and maybe after your first year, this is like kind of
right,
in this part of the world, this is one of the places you go.
Right.
Is you
Like,
know
it's just, you're very much not particularly welcome
yeah,
outside of open mic night.
right,
Right,
Unless
yes.
you're with someone that'll vouch for you.
yeah, I love that. Now you have sailor stripes.
Many.
Lucky, do you have sailor stripes?
I think I've got tattoos,
Yeah,
but
that you pass off as stripes.
yeah.
How-
Well, I mean,
How much fur does your character have?
not much. It's like
Okay,
more of a buzz situation.
sure.
But like the way that Lucky has bought into the superstition is to get different tattoos
Okay,
to commemorate each year.
Yeah,
okay. And some of it is Kraken ink, or Lucky doesn't care about that part of the superstition.
I think Lucky has bought into that part of the superstition
Okay,
and not the stripes part.
right.
sure.
Like, to her, stripes are not hers. They're not her family.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Sure.
so she gets other tattoos that more are like, so she's got on her back stuff that commemorates each year.
Sure.
yeah.
So it's more specific. So like people just looking at her wouldn't actually.
But you've been
Necessarily
vouched
no.
for, and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. And what about Sal?
I can go two ways, but my initial feeling is that Sal does not have tattoos, does not have ink, but Sal is grandfathered in as being a ship, and you can't be more of the sea than being a
You
ship.
can't be more seaworthy than being a ship.
Sure. And maybe it's the tattoos are for humans.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're not a
Right.
human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like they're not even. It's not even that they're grandfathered so much as like.
Right.
No one expects you to have a
Right.
tattoo.
Right.
Right.
You don't have flesh.
Yeah.
Can we say you haven't tried to get a Kraken tattoo yet?
Sure.
Okay. And then that's open if you want. If you decide you want to try, we could see what happens.
The other thing I was thinking was that if Sal did, they would be like brands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But let's let it develop as it develops.
Yeah, let's think about that. Okay. So the Drunken Anchor is relatively crowded. I think we come in and the audience recognizes the hurdy-gurdy version of We Will Rock You. and it is a raucous crowd, right? They're having a great time. It is, it's like 3 people. There's like somebody just jamming on the hurdy-gurdy, and then this like 2-part harmony of the folk version of "We Will Rock You."
We shall rock thee.
Yes,
Yeah.
thou shalt be rocked.
Yeah.
Thou shalt be rocked.
Honey, you're a poor man.
Yeah.
You're gonna sail away on a boat someday.
Yeah. You got ink
and
on your chest.
God ain't
No
on your
one's
face.
impressed.
Most of the tavern is mumbling along until the like
Fantastic.
the big parts that everyone knows. And it's one of those songs that everyone adds on stanzas to, and
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
It's
cool.
already been going on 10 minutes when we get there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
goes in rounds.
Right.
And
Yep.
you go to someone's table, like, you go. They're
Yep.
not holding anything. I'm holding, gesturing like I have a microphone, but
Yeah.
they don't. That'd be ridiculous.
I like it. Like if it goes to your table and you don't have a lyric,
You have to buy rounds.
you have to buy a round
Oh,
for
yeah.
everyone who's
Yeah.
still in the
Yeah, if you
game.
freeze up, or if you do one that just happened,
Yeah.
or yeah,
And people probably get drunk real fast here.
Yeah.
good marketing strategy.
That's Remy.
But we know that if this song is going, we're kind of at the midway of the night. Remy would not allow the song to go on first, and wouldn't want to close with the
Right.
song. So we know we're
This is a warming.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay to get a little rowdy at this point. Remy's fine with that. So there's a lot of opportunities to do different things. Not everything has to be rowdy at this point, but the crowd is definitely
Right.
Primed for
yeah,
it.
they're
Yeah.
primed. They're stomping their feet. Everyone's having a great time. A couple tables recognize the 3 of you when you come in. Like, hey, they don't like call you over. They're just
Yeah.
like, I know who you are, because they're drunk.
Yeah.
Right.
I know you.
Yeah.
Wall will just shout back, "No, you don't."
My mistake. So
My grandma says hi.
thank you. That's kind. All right. This is relatively big open space. We're talking like 10 or 12 round tables that 6 people could sit at, not little 4 tops. Maybe half a dozen booths on the side. There's a long, like actual wooden, like flat top bar of maybe 8 or 10 stools. All right, so not super long, but pretty good spot there. Place for wait staff to go in and out. And behind the bar is a lot of bottles and stuff. And at the end of the bar, not behind the bar, but at the end of the bar, is that big hearth, the big, fireplace. And I think this is the kind of place where, like, it was pretty hot during the day today, but as soon as the sun goes down at this time of year, whatever it is, it gets chilly really fast. Not freezing cold, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's a good thing we're drunk, because it would be a little uncomfortable, right? But you go in here, it's packed, the fire's going, it's a good time, right? It's like everyone's a little overheated, but that's okay too.
Anyone wearing glasses, like they immediately fall
Yeah.
a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little like round fantasy spectacles. Yeah.
Place has atmosphere.
So there are 3 spots at the bar, not together. There is, most of the booths are full. There's 1 booth with 1 guy in it. The rest of the booths have more than 1 person. And then a bunch of the tables are like half occupied. And maybe a couple of them have fully 6 or with an extra chair pulled over. That doesn't seem to be like an immediate spot to have a table all to yourself, unless you squeeze in with one guy at booth, or onto someone's table, or split up at the bar, or whatever you want to do.
That gentleman over there looks lonely. Perhaps we could make a new friend.
Wall somewhere else talking to.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Okay. Excuse- And
What did you bring?
so Lucky's like, okay. So I'm gonna walk up to the guy at the booth and stand maybe a little bit too close
No, sweet.
and just stare for a little bit. And Lucky's eyes are, especially in this lighting, just completely black.
I love it.
And just hi.
All right. Third, if you want to try to salvage the situation, let's have our first die roll of the game.
Okay.
Woo!
We have it's a D20 system, and it's only a D20. There are no other dice involved, and there are in fact success bands within the D20. There isn't a single DC like in D&D. It is I think 2 to 7. Is it in here somewhere?
2 to 5 is failure.
2 to 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. 1 is a critical failure. 2 to 5, and then 6 to what?
6 to 10 is a tough choice.
Okay.
11 to 19 is a success, and 20 is a triumph.
Okay, and we don't have skill points or anything to add on, so we just go with it. If there's a ability
A move,
that you want to use, you could spend action points, or there are some that don't cost action points. Or you could just say, I'm going to convince this guy to leave, or convince him that we should sit with him, or whatever. But he kind of looks up, and he looks like, did you watch 30 Rock?
A long time ago.
Oh, okay. The like skinny blonde guy with the Kentucky accent. He's been in a lot of stuff, but he looks like that. He's just like kind of gawky and kind of like what? You're like, oh, weird that this guy was sitting by himself. But also his eyes are unfocused, and this is not his first drink of the night. So. What do you want to say to him?
Say, hello, friend. My name is Third This is my new friend, Lucky. It's quite crowded here tonight. I was wondering if you might allow us to join you at your booth.
Sal, are you standing behind them?
Yes.
Just looking over at this guy in the booth?
We would greatly appreciate a place to sit.
Okay, Third, go ahead and roll.
We're talking about Kenneth.
That's a 6.
Kenneth,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And yes, I had to look it up.
That's fine. It's a 6?
That is a 6.
Is that the
A 6
First-
is a
That's
tough
tough
choice.
tough choice? All right, so the tough choice is that he looks at you, he looks up at Sal, and kind of just wilts and passes out. Now, we can just scoot in next to him and just kind of like boom, kind of move him up against the wall, or
Both
not.
sides.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a tough choice that is, but that feels like the right situation.
You might
If-
smell a little funky.
yeah, he definitely,
Yeah.
he smells sweaty, not like nasty, right? Just like
He's got the sweats.
he's familiar with showers, just not right now.
I'll take that as a yes. Why don't you lot have a seat? I'm going to speak with the proprietor of the establishment to see if there's room for one more for open mic night.
Tell Remy we sent you.
Shall.
A wall is by the bar trying to get Remy's attention.
Okay.
I'll walk
Sal?
up and join you.
I'll squeeze in next to our passed out friend.
Okay, so you're gonna go in first.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the booth is sort of like 2.5 people to a side. You know, like 2 definitely, 3 if they like each other, kind of thing. Sal feels like a double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a judgment, just
No.
physically large
I'm 8 feet tall. I'm
Yeah.
made of wood. There's a little space.
and not a beanpole.
There's a mini ship in the tavern.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a sniff of what our new friend was drinking.
He is drinking not the cheapest beer, right? It's like a decent ale that is okay.
That offends me.
Yeah. But it's not the like grog or the, you know, like Remy has cheap shit. That's she'll serve it, like whatever. But
No shade.
yeah.
Um,
But he's got middle of the road ale.
make a choice. And I push it off the table.
Okay. You just spilled this tankard off. Oh. Please take an action point. We start at 10. That's not an actual maximum. You can recover. You know, I'm not going to have you recover over 10 until maybe some sort of substantial period. So you'll only ever recover up to 10, but I can still award you action points whenever I fucking feel like it. So, oh, also feel free to nominate. Like, can they get an action point for that? Like, I love it. I might say no because I'm a mean old man, but I'm also okay with that. If you want to pitch, like, they definitely should have an action point for that. And you are a cat and knocked something off the table for no reason. So, yes, I'm happy.
Testing gravity.
Yep.
I mean, it offended me.
Yeah. I'm
By
going to say it's a
mistake.
solid wooden tankard, so it doesn't shatter, but it does like clunk, clunk, clunk. But it's pretty noisy in here. The hurdy-gurdy is going for it, you know. Okay, so
I will lean down and take the empty tankard and put her on the table so that no one trips on it.
safety officer over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to keep everything shipshape.
Yep. Oh, God.
Place for everything in its place.
Yes,
especially
indeed.
when traveling the sea.
Yep. Okay, so you've squeezed in next to strange, skinny, blonde man. And you're on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky. Okay, I forget I have to say who, not just you, because the
Podcast.
we have a podcast audience who is largely just listening instead of going to YouTube or whatever. And third, you're headed to the bar where we find Wall is trying to get Remy's attention. And Wall, you go up there, you see Remy, you're like, oh, and then you realize she's doing the thing where she lets somebody flirt with her, like think they're flirting with her.
Right.
And like,
Yeah.
maybe she's into it, maybe not, but
Right.
like, this is a great way to get tips.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
whatever, you know, she's just working the room and you're
Yep.
like, okay, I should wait a second. I know how long this takes. This is
Mhm.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of turns, looks up, sees you at the same time that Third is walking up next to you.
Right.
I'm curious, Third, are you the kind to come up next to Wall and like put a hand on the shoulder?
I was just about
or,
to ask, are you Joe okay if I
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, hello, hi.
Now, how does Wall feel about?
Thirsty.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, Remy is watching this interaction. Like, can you introduce me to your friend?
I believe my friend can introduce themselves.
Too kind. Third of Fandris, pleasure to meet you.
Third of what?
Oh, Fandris, it's a last name.
That sounds familiar. Well,
It shouldn't.
okay.
And I give Third a knowing glance.
I'm a brand new bard. New to this town, actually. Quite new.
Oh,
I heard,
Bard. Maybe that's why I've heard your name.
I heard you had an open mic night, and I was wondering if you had any slots left for that I could perhaps sign up for?
We do, yes. Well, how much of a space do you need?
Oh, it would just be myself, so a very small space.
And time?
So 3 to 5 minutes, perhaps.
Oh, all right. So, yeah. Well, I think they've got one more number, the hurdy-gurdy We Will Rock You group, right? I think they have another song they want to do, and then why don't we just have you squeeze in after that?
Fantastic.
We like to see new faces here. Don't disappoint me.
I will do my best.
No pressure.
You can call me Wall and find me after you're done. We'll have some words. Meanwhile, enjoy the drink.
Thank you, Will. So can I get one more from my cat friend over there?
Oh.
Another one of these for my cat friend.
Oh, you're here with Lucky.
Yes, Lucky.
You're here with Lucky.
Yes.
Interesting.
You say the
You're
word
here with
interesting.
Lucky.
You say the word interesting as if it might possibly not be a good thing.
Oh no, that's good for her.
Oh, good. She seems lovely. Charming smile.
She is.
Could I get one more of these?
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if my other friend with her drinks or not.
For Lucky, you'll want the red.
The red, please.
Of course. Does Remy know about the reviews?
I think Remy knows about the reviews.
Or has a strong
Has
suspicion?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she just gestures for one of the other bartenders to get what Third asked for. and then looks like right to Wall, kind of like leans across the bar a little bit, not really putting the flirt on, but is like, you know, just very comfortable in your presence,
Yeah.
which is probably a little unusual because you make a lot of people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Um,
When I want to.
yeah. But she says, we have a new honeysuckle mead that I think the discerning customer would really appreciate.
That's not something that a man like myself would be ordering with my
of
own
course
mouth.
not, but perhaps for your friend.
Yes, perhaps for my friend.
So, 2 small cups?
4.
4.
Large.
Fantastic. Oh, well, all right then.
Remy, a word before you go.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that one here before? The young, too widely smiling, too well-dressed one.
Are you talking about the, out of character, are you talking about the passed out kid in the booth?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about
third. I'm gonna have you roll a die because Remy has an expression that, like, she's not about to lie to you, but there's a something,
Sure.
right? So this is kind of like an intuition.
16, which is a success.
Yeah, that's like a full success, right? So what she says is, I'll say he looks familiar, but I can't really place how. And so your 16 is, she does have a pretty good idea of who that is, but she's not saying or doesn't want to.
Might be best we both forget that.
All right. Well, this good meat is in the back, so I'll go get that for you. You're over there with, I don't know that boy's name. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Oh, you don't know his name either? I thought you were all sitting together, so.
Yes, we seem to be picking up many new friends this evening.
Huh. Well, just the
Meanwhile-
4 though. 4 cups.
Meanwhile, over at the booth, like, Lucky is full back to passed out boy and has struck up a conversation, heavy air quotes there, with the super drunk people at the table next to
Oh,
theirs.
but like on the backside of your booth of like.
Mm-hmm.
And Sal is tapping the table along with the music, which is a
Yep.
big thunk,
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 thunk.
thunk.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean that's a like wood on board, like
Yeah.
yeah. All right, I love it. Okay. So, you get the drinks, head back to the table. Your spot is going to open up at the stage. Let's have Wall coming back to the table. What is happening? You've got your
Wall sets
4 drinks.
4 drinks in front of himself, and did you not order?
We were securing the seats.
I have to say, Lucky, the scent of this beverage. I don't know if Lucky likes mead per se, but it smells like so delicate and refined compared to so much going on in here. And I have to imagine you have a somewhat refined sense of smell as a
Yes.
cat person. I make that assumption. Sorry.
I'm making it too.
Okay. And so, yeah, there's something about this that, you know, like if you ate something that's like not your, let's say somebody doesn't like tacos, which is hard to really imagine, but you could appreciate, wow, this is a good taco, even though it's not for me. That sentence is so weird. That's like the worst example I can think of.
I mean, just anything but tacos.
Yeah.
Like,
Like it
Like-
could have been anything else.
like I don't particularly like if you were like, I could understand where somebody would be not super into pickles.
Sure. Yeah, like me, I have a passionate hate for pickles.
But like you can still understand how people would enjoy.
Sure. Yeah, I guess.
Intellectually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, there are many different kinds of pickles, and I feel like the right pickle hasn't found you yet.
No, it's not going to happen. But this mead smells unique. It's interesting.
Wall's gonna kind of try to pass it off and be like, it's not our usual fare, but if you're feeling like your standards are able to be lowered, feel free to partake.
Before you have finished, I am drinking this. Like, tiny little sips.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Trying to discern exactly what
Do you do the cat tongue thing?
To start.
Yeah.
No, it's
I think that happens when you're drunk
Yeah.
yeah.
and you
that-
realize you're
that's
doing
like
it. You're like, oh, that's embarrassing.
That's like Lucky is 1.5 steps away from passing out if she does that.
Yeah, because like humans in real life, this has happened to me personally when I've had a lot to
Allegedly.
drink. I hold the glass with both hands like a little kid, like because otherwise
Because
I'm
otherwise it spills everywhere.
yeah, it's
Yes.
not going to end well. And the little kid version of cat drinking is like lapping a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, this is good.
So yeah, like it as opposed to lapping, it's more like tiny sips, evenly spaced out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Due to letting the smells
Yep.
cycle through, and yeah. So who are the 4 cups for specifically?
It's for myself and Lucky.
2 each.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right. So, Lucky, I would like you to roll a d20. Do you have like a magic sense ability or something like? I thought you had something like that.
I have death sense.
Mm,
It's not quite this day.
no.
Commune with the dead.
Did the young blonde guy just die?
No, he did not.
Good.
He is not dying. He's very much asleep.
That'd be a very awkward rest of the
oh,
night.
that guy just died. Whoops. Oopsie doodle.
No,
What do
it's a
you got?
bad night for me.
What do you got?
4.
Okay. So yeah, that's what you're like. There's something going on here, but whatever you were drinking at the last place, like, kind of soured out your tongue, and so this is almost too sweet, and
I need milk.
you need some.
I need a
like,
milk.
Kind of messed up.
Are you saying this to Wall? He awkwardly just nods and stands up and
Well, I'll get it. Have a seat.
appreciated.
Just scrape along the bench.
Like,
Wood on wood.
Yeah.
thank you very much, so.
It's like Galaxy Quest where they're pulling the ship out of the dock.
Yeah.
Just scraping.
Ugh, fantastic.
Previous listeners to Happy Jack's campaigns will remember that during Stu's Traveler campaign, I failed a park the ship roll as the
I
pilot.
heard about this. Yes.
Nice.
And like Stork was like had his feet in a kiddie pool, froze because a hole became like I scraped a hole in the hull.
Oh, and the air blew out and his feet frozen. Wow. Flash frozen.
Nice.
Also, I ruined his distillery.
Whoops. That's fantastic. Okay. So Sal, yeah, you managed to get over to the bar. Everyone makes room for you.
I don't see what the problem
Yeah.
is.
No, that's fine. Remy is like, how good are you reading facial expressions?
I think I'm learning.
Okay. You can see Remy is like, this is like but I think the audience sees Remy is very interested and excited to hear what you're gonna say, and you're getting kind of like a dumbed down version of like, she is happy to see me, which is true, but she's like, what weird thing is he gonna ask? Are they gonna ask for, right?
Yeah.
May I have a glass of milk, please?
She actually like does this like kind of suppressed like, yes, Sal. Okay. Cow or goat?
Sal thinks for a moment. Both.
In one?
Separate.
Okay. Okay. And she goes to the back, that's where like the cold room is, and
And we hear laughing from
yes.
Yeah.
You're the what do they want? So yeah, she goes to cook and like gets because here milk is for cooking,
Yeah.
right? Like at least
in the
at this
chowder.
bar,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, she brings out 2 mugs of milk, and they're just room temperature, essentially, you know, like slightly cool. And she says, "It's on the house, Sal. It's good to see you."
Thank you.
Okay. And yeah, you get back to the table. Sal comes back with 2 mugs of milk.
Goat, cow. And I put them down in front of you.
I didn't expect the scene to go here, but I'm very happy with what has happened.
You're so thoughtful.
Scourge.
I'll be more specific next time. Thank you. And
You are welcome.
I drink half of the goat milk.
Mm-hmm.
And I mix part of the mead with the cow milk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, milk and mead. No, milk and mead can work.
Wall kind of like, but he's just gonna let you do it.
It's like putting ice in a 30-year whiskey.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as it's just 1 cube,
Sure.
it blooms the flavor.
Sure, it can. It can. That's not how most people do ice.
Because most people are wrong.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, your taste buds are recovering. It's a very strange, confusing sensation, but in general, you can tell like this is specifically in the realm of mead, one of the most sophisticated meads you've ever had, right? And mead is like there's one version, Nick, no offense, but there's one version of mead that is easy to get right? But then when you start doing weird stuff to it, it gets complicated.
None taken. I agree with that entirely.
I mean, that's totally true.
For the viewer, Nick makes awesome mead, right? I've
Why
had it,
haven't I
and it's
gotten
very
any
good.
mead yet?
And
Well,
I want to tell.
Spoiler alert, I'm working on a 5-gallon batch right now, so we'll make it happen.
Yes. It's
I'll bring
good.
some for the show.
It's very good. And it's the kind of you'd have to drink like a thimble of it because it's a very high alcohol content. Or at least it has been in the past. I don't know if that's a
I think
thing.
meat
But
in general, I feel like it's
by volume, I think, yeah, is meant to be. Honey is such a high sugar content. And... Okay, so I want to switch over to the stage. The hurdy-gurdy crew wrap up, and you know they take their bows. Everyone's clapping, but it's not really a stage, right? It's like kind of like if you had a breakfast nook carve out, you know, like that half a hexagon kind of thing where there was probably normally a table there and they just moved it for tonight.
Like a bay window, but all the way down.
Yeah. And so they kind of gather up all their stuff and head out, and the crowd is not settling down or turning away from the stage. So they're like, this is great. What's next? So
Good luck.
third.
All right. Third will swoosh in, and I'm going to use a magic trick to create a scent of wild carnations
Ooh,
as I come
okay.
onto the stage.
That's a good start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
There's no action points for that, right?
No,
That's a
zero.
free one. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Fandris. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I am a bit of a poet, writer, actor, and I've just started an epic poem that's going to take me a while, and I would like for some of you to help me fill in some of the names and the characters.
The like front row of people are like, yes. They're
Right.
so drunk and they're very eager to play Mad Libs with you.
I need a name for the hero, preferably
This is gonna be
something-
you all are
all
now
can
NPCs.
participate. Name of a hero, preferably about 3 syllables would be ideal. Any name.
Lysander!
Lysander. All right, we have Lysander. Tale of Lysander. Next, I need the name of a ship, preferably about 2 syllables.
oh.
Oh, you don't want to use that ship.
I mean 2 syllables.
The wide booty.
Booty.
Yeah, the booty!
Booty.
He said booty.
All righty. Yes, this will do quite nicely in this most epic tale. Next, I need the name of a fair maiden.
Yo, if you're just listening, Courtney's literally writing stuff in a notebook. I have no idea what's about to happen, but I'm very excited.
It's gonna be dumb.
That's
I
all I
It'd be
want.
so good.
I think the room erupts with everyone calling out the name of their sweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of them start crying.
Somebody accidentally calls out the wrong name.
Yeah.
Just like
You have a slap and a storm off.
Yeah.
in my ear, I get like, really, Argent.
Argent?
Happy now?
Argent. Okay. Did I say that right? How do you spell that?
I don't think there's a T on
He's
it,
writing in a book. How do you spell that, please?
Arjin.
Oops.
Argent.
I did EN. My bad.
Right. And finally, I need.
English is lacking.
Yes.
Can Sal see Arjun all the time, or only when Arjun wants to be seen?
I think, can I suggest you always know that Arjun is there? Because Arjun, how far can Arjun go? Does Arjun need to stay with you, Lucky?
No.
Okay.
Arjun goes where she wants.
Okay. So Sal, I think you know if Arjun is near,
Okay.
right?
But not necessarily be able to see if she's wants to be invisible at the
I
time.
think if she actively wants to be unseen, you don't see her.
Mm.
Okay.
But otherwise, she's just there in part of the landscape.
Okay. Is that for everyone, or just because Sal has
For
sort of
Sal.
more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So before we do this, third, please roll a d20.
That is a 9, which is
Okay.
a tough choice.
So, third, as you're getting all this information from the crowd, making notes, does third actually have like a little
Yes,
notebook?
he has a book. He's
Okay.
writing things.
So as you're writing stuff down, you kind of catch out of the corner of your eye that somebody else is writing something.
Mhm.
And so if you want to like take the extra second to figure out what's going on over there, there might end up being a hitch in your performance, or you could just stay focused and the show go on.
I think he's just going to focus because he's a little nervous.
Okay.
And and kind of regards the crowd and thinks to himself, oh, I don't know if these people are readers. All right, finally, I need the title of a famous tale.
As old as time.
As old as time.
Love that tale.
Perfect choice. As time. All right. Let me tell you this epic tale. All right. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale. A tale of a most fateful trip. It started in this very port aboard a tiny ship. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at giving you a straight face.
It's amazing. I love it.
The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day.
Pooja, you just figure out what we're talking about?
For a 3-hour tour.
A 3-hour tour.
The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. And if not for the courage of the fearless crew, the booty would be lost. The booty would be lost. Yes, lost. The ship set ground on the shores of this uncharted desert isle with Lysander, the skipper, a wealthy man and his wife, a handsome bard, a wizard, and Arjun there, here on Lysander's Isle. And he flips the page, and there's a whole other page of prose.
Okay, pause. Roll a die, please.
Boy. 12.
Okay.
Success.
You spot out of the corner of your eye. You're able to not lose your place, but you can see somebody is using. They're not just writing in a notebook. They're writing in the like a back and forth slate, right? So they are like writing to someone, and that person is writing back. Because they'll like write and read it, and then write and but you just see like the back of the slate, and they're like looking up at you and then writing, but you're doing well and you don't lose your place.
Hey.
So,
Can Wall roll to see if anyone else is... He's watching the crowd, not watching third, if that makes sense.
yes, but I want to hear
Yeah,
the rest of this first.
Okay, here we go. Now this is the tale of our Castoffs.
Ah,
They're here for a long, long
is
time.
it the title of the show?
We'll have to make the best of things, for 'tis an uphill climb. The first mate and his skipper too will do their very best to make the others comfortable in their tropic island nest. No spells, no lamps, no carriages, not a single luxury. Like as old as time, 'tis primitive as can be. So join me here each week, my friend. You're sure to get a smile from 7 stranded castaways here on Lysander's Isle.
Here on Lysander's Isle!
Please take an action point.
Take all action points.
Okay, I don't know where I was writing this down.
All of the
Thanks.
points.
That was
That was
fantastic.
Thank you.
awesome.
I had this inspiration last night and then this morning.
That was amazing.
You just wrote that today?
I just I copied all the lyrics and then changed a couple
okay,
words.
yeah. I mean,
yes.
but still,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Genius.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Loved it.
Wall, let's
Yes.
roll your d20.
All right. A 13, which is a success.
Right. So you see also
Yeah.
that there's one guy at a table. You spotted him earlier as like he's not with the people at that table, but he just like lots of people shared
Right,
tables,
yeah,
right? It's
yeah.
fine. But you just the body language is such that this guy's on his own.
Mm-hmm.
He's like conspicuously average. Right? He's like
Right.
5'9", medium build, sandy hair, tan skin.
Yeah.
You know, like, how would you describe this person? Like,
Right.
he was a human male,
Right.
probably.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he was very human,
Yeah.
but has a tablet, not even like less than a half sheet of paper, right? But is you recognize the device, right? It's a
Okay.
magical device, and is having back and forth and is scrutinizing third like it's his job.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
Like third owes him money.
Okay. So it's not like a I'm looking for a hot new sound and oh
it
my
doesn't
god, this is
feel like that.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
this
feel
is
like
something
that.
more. Okay.
It
Listen to this.
Thank you. Thank you. And third, as you are taking your bow, is third doing a second number as well, or was that like his whole like?
I mean, that's all I had planned,
No,
but
no,
I
no,
do
I
have
don't-
various books for inspiration if I need to pull out something.
Yeah, no, but that's I don't expect you to go to all that, but like we could say like, does third have another
Yes,
number
you know
in
what?
mind?
So he starts the other number and he finishes it, and then someone asks, "Can you do it one more time, but really fast?" He goes, "Yes," and launches into, "Well, in fact, when I was met by Madeline and Ravelin, when I can tell a sight of mouse away from a javelin, with such special and surprise I'm aware, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissaries, when I've learned pocket service made of monogunnery, when I know more of text than knobs and none saving never seen a major general such or something like that," and he does the entire major general song
Oh
at
my
that speed,
god!
which I can also
Amazing.
do.
This is thank
I'm
you
sorry,
for
I'm in
coming to
love.
game with us.
Like-
This is fantastic.
Not
Right,
like
and that's
what
been
I was
cast
like,
off.
ugh.
Yeah, that's the end of our campaign.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, so we do have to get going. It's our I promised to try to get us out on time. But we are gonna close with third gets this last part of the performance in, is making his bows, ready to cede the stage to the next act, and third, you just happen to lock eyes with this guy, right? As he like slips the tablet into his inside pocket and is getting up from his seat with purpose in his eyes. While you can see there's you don't know what's gonna happen, but something, right? And there's a lot of noise. Everyone's cheering. It's not like everyone got quiet and is paying attention to this moment. It's just you two were specifically looking, and something is about to happen. And I think that's just the perfect place to roll credits.
Can Wall just say to the table, Store high on third.
It's good, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's perfect. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us live or later. Your only two options to watch the show. My name is Jason. The channel is happyjacksrpg. You can follow all kinds of shows here. I think if you go to happyjacks.org/schedule /schedule, you'll see a whole calendar of everything that we're up to. If you go to happyjacks.org/shows, you can find backlog of everything we've ever done and probably some others. I don't know. No, that doesn't make sense. But anyway, I hope you will go and check that out. You can follow us on Twitter and Twitch and all that kind of stuff. For me personally, you can find me at It's Probably Okay and see what I'm up to when I'm not here. And let's go around and say our goodbyes. Joe?
Hi and goodbye. I'm Joe. I was Wall, and you can find me at Joe Loves Stories. I don't post there. I have that account. If you want to practice tweeting, that's a good place. I won't see it.
No judgment.
It'll probably be a few months until I check it. So, delete the stuff you don't like. Use it as a space for free writing.
Nice.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah.
Courtney?
Hi, I'm Courtney. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's my first time with Happy Jacks.
So glad to have you.
You guys are so much fun. I'm so excited to watch these relationships grow. You can find me on Twitter at the Anime Goddess. And in some exciting news, speaking of hurdy-gurdy, you can hear me next year playing hurdy-gurdy on the season 3 soundtrack of The Witcher.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Witcher soundtrack.
That's some exciting news that happened earlier this week.
Hell yeah. Is that all recorded already?
Yeah,
Nice.
recorded already. And I'm super excited. Hope they bring me back for more.
Congratulations.
To do more hurdy-gurdy elsewhere.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome.
Great.
Woo.
Hi, I'm Pooja. You can find me on Twitter at LADaisygirl, and pretty much all the other socials is Forgotten Saves. If you want to hear me do more actual plays, I am on the podcast 12-Sided Stories. Currently, the campaign that just started is my second ever as GM. City of Mist, called The Foundlings.
I'm very excited about this.
Please watch my show All American on the CW, because I would like to have a season 6. Just saying.
Awesome.
I like having a job.
Yeah. That's relatable, I think. In our capitalist hellhole that we have to survive in. Yeah.
Also, it's a really good show. If you like teen dramas, which if you're listening to us, I assume you do.
Well said.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick. I was playing Salamander today. And you can find me online on Twitter at Sungrowler. And I have to take this off now because it's really messing with my own flow here. You can follow me there. I occasionally post. You can also follow me on Instagram at Sungrowler, but don't do that because I never post there. But still, much like the sample Twitter account, you can practice, I guess, looking at nothing. I don't think it works that way.
Quiet accounts. And for those just listening in, Nick is our friendly neighborhood sound producer, and so the sound through the headphones is a little different. And that, if you're wondering what he's talking about,
it's echoing back at me, and it's a little distracting.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's fine, but then when it's just me, little off.
Yeah.
It's like the little minds in my head are actually talking back, and not in a way
that's upsetting,
and not in a way that I can parse. Anyway, that was way too long, but have a good night,
exactly,
or day, or
the
morning,
right
whatever it is.
Thank you everyone for joining us. We will see. We are going to be a weekly show here, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we will see you next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.